Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode 378.5, the wormhole. Welcome back. Hopefully, welcome back. Get my chat going here. A little ahead of myself tonight with this. Usually I'm more prepared. Got some music rolling when I get this going, all that good shit. Jason Stone, excuse me. First up in chat, top chat. How you doing, my friend? Welcome back. Dragged over to the big screen. Oh, man, I like that. I'm liking the new setup. It's a little different, but no, it's not much. It's not new. Just camera different new. What am I pumping here? Uh, Southern BT Grower Dozer. Cheers to you as well. I'm still on top chat. Thank you for pointing that out. Excuse me. I was enjoying some cookies. I ran and got me some cookies. Well, I was had a few minutes break there. Pretty much everything cookies, man. They had chocolate chips, peanut or M&Ms, all that good stuff. What do you mean? Oatmeal? I'm the only one that likes oatmeal cookies in the house. Got 9 people watching. We only got 3 people in chat. What the fuck, guys? 8 people. One already dropped out. We just 207. BX Gunner 81. Cheers to you guys. I am rolling one up. Thinking about taking a dab to start things off. Yes, the Goddess Grows was a great guest. Uh, yeah, appreciate her taking the time. Even more, appreciate getting to meet her husband as well. Mushrooms tomorrow. They may be a part of the 420. I think that, oh shit, what'd I do? What'd I do? I didn't mean to do that. I gotta go back. I do think they'll be a part of the 420 ceremony, that's for sure. Our episode 11 currently watching. I don't see 11 currently in chat, but cheers to you all. Get some music going here. Pause this video. 12 currently watching. Jason Stone, cheers to you as well. John, cheers to you. Thank you. I will be getting a hold of Jimmy. I started to just before the show, but I kind of got the show going this first. Cheers to you. Automation is freedom. Ah, you're a fellow oatmeal cookie enjoyer as well, huh? Please to us good cookies. Jamie Ream, cheers to you as well. Nice to see you in chat. I think I am going to take me a dab. See if I can get the some type of dab music going here. Some type of dab too. Something to listen to anyway. Since it's just us currently. Oh man, growing with my Jack, how did you miss growing with my fellow growers? Episode 111. Oh man, I caught a little bit of it earlier as I was driving around, but I didn't realize it was such a lucky number for you guys. Cheers. Hopefully it's a milestone. There will be a 222 very soon, guys. Hopefully. All right. I'll get for dab music here. Let's just fucking go with the dab song. How about that, huh? Good old dab song. I can see how that's like fucking hard for me to fucking figure out, right? Go. I think we're gonna go with the original. I was gonna play the original dab song last night and say fuck it. Somehow I got distracted. Oh, now I think I'm muted. In fact, I know I'm muted. Ain't playing anyway. Man, my TV's or my computer's been a butthead lately about replaying the music. Yeah. Says you're supposed to be using that one. Let's see if it plays. See if it plays. It's not playing. Is it in my headphones? No fucking damn song. What the- Here we go. Red pill coming in. Red pill coming in. Gonna have to take my dad. No music. Here's red pill.
Hey, what's going on?
I can not much. I was trying to take a dab and line up the dab song, but for some reason I don't know where the fuck it's playing, to be honest with you.
Which one were you going for? The traditional, the Tao, the German?
I was going for it like it would be version 2.
It's a rap song?
No, it would be the one that you're probably more interested or used to. But let me see. I heard this thing just beep beep beep. So hopefully it picked up on the speaker and I can change over to I know it'll play off that. It didn't. What the fuck is it? Oh,
Is it
it's
the
a
old Tao Tao?
no. And I'm gonna play it just because it's the wormhole. And fuck it. It's been a while since I've gotten that copyright anyway, right? No, it's this here for those who haven't followed along. Yeah, let's see. Maybe hook up. Hook up. It
The
was the original.
Offspring? Intermission?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That was the original Dev song. Right here is hopefully. Let me see if I get my Bluetooth connected first. I don't know what's going on. That's not right. It'll play sometimes. Connect. Oh, so it's connected. Here we go. So hopefully we can play. And it was shorter than any of the other Dev songs too.
Did you play it?
Should be playing now.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, there it goes.
This is the original Dev song.
All right, I'm torching up then.
Second one is so close that these guys steal the copyright every time the other one's played. If you even make that, or you fucking, yeah, if you make that noise during version 2, Offspring steals the copyright. They're like, you played it. You played it. But a lot of times Offspring will still try to take this version. That version's only 49 seconds. So.
There you go. What's up, guys?
Here's
Hey, what's up there?
Dude.
Rose, Johnny Tennessee, welcome.
Peace. Cheers.
What's up, Eagle? How you doing?
Doing the dab song?
Just missed.
Oh,
Doesn't mean you can't dab into it, though.
sorry. I'm going.
Yeah, I agree with Johnny.
Oh.
I'm going in. I didn't even dab during the dab song, so I'm going in.
Yeah, I'm loading me up a nice fresh piece of Gone Dog Mimosa.
This is some
It's like
Afghani.
trip.
What is it? Just regular Afghani. Oh no, this is the Mendo breath. Mendo breath, whatever it is. It's pretty good. I can't complain. Does anyone use these things anymore?
I do when I'm doing some plumbing, when I'm sweating some pipes.
Flaring some stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got mine for. I was using that for a minute, but it got too hard to start. So I went out and got me one of these little guys right here. Real simple, easy to light. Every time almost. Eventually I'm gonna get me one of those arc lighters. That'll be a good thing.
Yeah, I forget what I'm smoking on. I think this is the cherry punch. Isn't it?
I like these things. These are pretty cool. You know, the carbs, the carbulators.
Good hit.
So far, 8 of the 10 Colombiums are up there, Johnny. Just
Ooh,
a couple laggers.
are they looking pretty strong?
Yeah, they're definitely looking strong, man. Just from yesterday when I showed them to today, they've grown a fucking inch.
Wow.
I need to transplant them tonight at some point before I
Wow,
go to
that's
bed, in
amazing.
my opinion.
Yeah, that's quick. That's quick. Yeah, mine was
Joe will be coming. Joe will be coming on 420
Oh,
from
yeah?
North Star, so I'll get to talk to him a little bit about the Columbia. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd like to talk to him about these Cassidys he gave me too. 'Cause they're badass. Got a very unique grow to them, you know.
Hey,
Structure.
Eagle, do you have a rough estimate, not so much on like when they're gonna pop in, but the amount of people you're gonna expect in 24 hours?
Yeah, I know who will. Well, some of the bigger people that are coming on, I'm scheduling in, a time span. But as far as when everybody else is coming in, I'm kind of unsure on how that's going to work so far. Hopefully, everybody will just kind of keep a decent flow of when they come in and are,
You don't want us to all
somewhat.
jump in when Mendo dopes here?
Yeah. Last year it was a tight schedule. It was a very tight schedule, but this year I've kind of left it a little bit more open to where it'll be a little bit more community based because things are more community based here too.
Oh, hell yeah.
It would be crazy not to involve some of the regulars and past guests in general. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I only missed 2 hours of the first one. I had to pass out.
Oh, that was gonna make me ask. So are you gonna start from the end of tomorrow, starting at 12:01, or are you gonna start at 4:20 on 4:20?
Well, the
12.
year prior, I did an episode, and then kind of wherever the episode left off, that was the official start of the 420. But this year, I can't believe I didn't schedule anybody because Monday is the normal wormhole,
Right?
and so that leads into 420. So there isn't a normal guest on there. So I didn't even schedule a guest. So it's instead of usually the wormhole would pick up at 2 o'clock on Monday.
Mhm.
So I'm actually planning to go live tomorrow at 12 a.m., kicking it off with the free for all at 12. But the scheduled guests don't start till the morning time and lead up into the evening.
So in that case, tomorrow I could hop in, right at that time because I'll be awake. But then I'm probably
Yep.
gonna crash out at a normal time and then come back
What?
in during the day.
What? You can't do that on 420. That's not how this works.
No doubling up. No double dipping. No,
Just
wait.
stay up
There's
with
not
us.
gonna be. I can't
Oh,
wake
no,
and bake
man.
on 420. Oh man.
You gotta stay
All
up and bake.
Man, you red pill.
364. Yeah.
You don't know how many the stats confirmed it all, man. You don't know how many people that were in chat, just like Johnny Cannacy, that were there all fucking day long, man. In chat, I couldn't believe the people that diehards that just the program, the show was still new, but it didn't take much coaching to talk in a bunch of people to go, what? Smoke weed for 24 hours? Shit,
Okay.
yeah, I'm in with you, brother.
Yeah, let's do it.
Damn.
A
That's
lot
gonna
of
be
times
tough.
that was fuel for me too, man, because I would fucking like start to get faded a little bit. I'd look in chat and I'd be like, holy shit, Johnny's still in chat? Holy cow, one shot still in chat? Oh my gosh. If they're still here, I could keep doing this.
One shot.
So yeah.
One shot in LED.
No, it was Drop Shot. Drop Shot
Oh.
is one that was here in the beginning. And I haven't seen much of Drop Shot. Remember Drop Shot in the beginning, John?
Yeah,
He was like one of the first ones to get a branch. And we used he was the funny story because the relating to the name there kind of I thought was funny was the first time we had somebody come into chat that was like, a shitty chatter, you know what I mean? A troll. Drop Shot fucking took him out right first couple comments. He was like, yeah, you're not welcome here. I was like, man, I'm glad I wrenched that guy.
It's always funny because that always made me think, why did they make it a wrench? Shouldn't they have made it a hammer? Because you're hitting someone over the head with that hammer, right? Kicking them out, bap, right?
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
maybe it's a wrench because they're just giving them a little attitude adjustment. A little time out, a little attitude adjustment.
Yeah, definitely. I gave a couple of guys a few chances and it didn't come out good.
Luckily, we don't get many of those. So
No, we got a really good community here. I'm just we're blessed with that. We're all good family.
Shit, I've liked this show. I mean, at first when because I'm like an old school kind of guy, I didn't know about this shit. And then when I got on it, I was like, is this real? Is this fucking real? Like, is this really going on? It's like, I was like, this virtual fucking place is real. It's crazy, And then I didn't think it was real. I was like, is this fucking serious? Like, and now I'm like, wow, this shit's fucking cool. Like, these guys are fucking solid, Shit. I used to get wasted and just fucking go on everything and be like, what the fuck? And then now I'm like, this shit's rad. I'm glad I fucking fell into the algorithms of YouTube, because that's really what led me to all this shit, was literally algorithms on YouTube. Like,
Well, thank you, YouTube.
yeah, weed
That means
tube.
you're-
It's
that
weed
means
tube.
You're one of the lucky ones because usually
Yeah.
YouTube tries to stop that. That's the whole reason that they have an algorithm. Back in the day when it was a free for all, it was so easy to build communities based on whatever niche you fell into.
Yeah.
And now, they make it so you can't even search people's. Like I tried saying it with Eagle. I can't get it when I wanted to go back and find Indra. I can't type the goddamn title word for word and pull up an Indra episode for whatever reason. It pulled up other people, but it didn't pull up. I could type it fucking talking shit with the Eagle episode, whatever, featuring Indra, and it didn't come up.
Wow.
It was hidden for me.
Wow. And you're a Michigander too, aren't you?
I'm in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin? That's close enough.
Yeah.
It's right across. It's a hop,
Right.
skip, and a jump,
Mhm.
whatever they say,
Yeah. Good old Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
So here's something funny. Check this shit out. A little while back, I built myself a raised bed platform of 4x5 outside. You guys seeing that? And I haven't filled it up yet. I don't have enough soil to fill it up yet. I didn't realize how much soil I was going to need. Yeah, so I'm taking my time with that. But there was a bird that dropped down inside of it, a baby bird, and it couldn't get out. So I put water in there because it was in there for a couple of days, and I threw some pot seeds down in there so it could eat them. Right? Well, it never ate them, and one day I finally just set up a crop so they could get out. Well, I've been watering that area, getting it ready for, saturating the area so that it's ready for when I throw the dirt in, it'll be already nice and moist in that spot, So I've been saturated. Well, yesterday I walked outside, and as I was walking by that thing, there was 15 little plants growing in there.
Mhm.
And just regular old sand that's out here in the desert,
Yeah.
No nukes, no nothing. They just started growing like crazy. They were like 3 inches tall. I couldn't even believe it.
Huh. Well, sometimes that's how I usually start my stuff, is just water only. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm out in the desert, so it's
That's
like
funny. Yeah.
this soil out here is not growable.
Yeah. It's just like,
At least I thought that.
that's cool. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool that it's able to. That just makes me want to grab some of that sand and introduce it into my soil.
My stepdad has told me for years, and he's not into it anymore, but back when he was younger, he told me, that he grew tree trunks, size plants always. And he said that he would mix sand. If he could get sand, he would mix as much sand in there as he could, because he thought that the Moroccan and the Afghani hashish shit was grown in sand. That's what he thought. And that's, he was like, it's mostly sand, So that's what his mentality was. And I've heard, a lot of green sand is good in there too, I guess too. But yeah, sandy, loomy and mixed with a high sandy content.
Have
And
you-
I'm just like,
Have
wow,
you seen this tech?
that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah. I have
That's just
seen.
straight up sand.
That's beautiful. Hey, that's beautiful. I like that.
And it roots up. I've had 100% on this. Right now I'm trying these here are partially budded, so I'm gonna see how they root up. I'm not seeing any deficiency in the
Dude,
leaves.
you're alive. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, they look really good. and I keep them inside the dome with water down below here. Anytime I see this here start to get a little bit white on the top, I just put a little bit of water in there, just a tiny bit,
Bam.
and it's all good. What were you saying, Red?
What's the average? What's the root time like on that, Johnny? Is it like a
Well,
week,
the last
10
time-
days?
Last time I had it 10 days. I'm going to check it in 8 this time to see how it does, you know? Because if it's that healthy right there, it's got to be doing good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just literally cutting it. I soaked it for 4 or 5 days in aloe water, and then I just stuck it straight into the sand.
Hell yeah.
That's the only thing I've done to it as far as putting anything in it.
And that's just total sand, nothing on the bottom of that.
Nothing on the bottom.
Hey,
Just
are you
sand.
picky? Are you picky with your aloe water?
My aloe water?
Yeah.
Well, I just snap off a leaf off of my plant, throw it in the
Okay.
water and mix it.
Okay. Yeah. I
No,
either
but
do that or I like to get this jug of, there's a jug of certain stuff I found that has no additives whatsoever. It's just 100% aloe. And
Yeah,
it's
you
in
can
the, I like
I've
that.
got some of that. Yeah, I've got some of that. That's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff that I drink normally.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I get that from the health food store.
Yep. Yeah.
But that's expensive.
Yeah, it does.
I
Dude, it's so
I
cheap.
could make my own aloe water. You know what I mean? I could make my own aloe water. I got RO water.
Yeah.
I could just whip that stuff up and then filter it, you know, if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Or drink it with the meat in it, you know, with the chunks of it. It ain't gonna hurt.
It
Yeah,
was a
that's
tough
good for
drink,
you.
though. I tried some of it. It was a tough drink. You're
Actually,
not just
I've
going to go straight to aloe water and have a glass of that and be like, yeah, this is the shit. It's kind of like
Well, it's-
kombucha. You have
I
to
saw
like,
I saw someone that they did like what, they cut it apart, they scooped it out, let that whole like jello pad of the innards of it sit in a
They
like
call that the meat. Yeah, the meat of it.
yeah,
It's,
they let that sit in a pitcher of water for I don't know how much amount of time, but then they poured it off to where they just captured the meat, right? And then they discarded that water part. And that like yellow sap you get, I guess, is what the unpleasantness of drinking it comes from. So he
I would think that
separated
would be
the
the
meat.
chlorophyll of it.
Yeah, he was just showing a way how to make it taste better, or make it better downable. And it's
Yeah.
Well, Eagle, they've got to have some Mexican cantina type restaurant, or not restaurants, but stores around there where you can buy the meats and stuff like that from them. You know that they. Okay, well, if you have one of those, they actually have a location in there where you could buy mango flavored aloe water,
wow.
aloe juice, and that shit is.
There's this place by me that has fucking banana leaves that's in a freezer and shit. Like it has like banana leaves, the fresh hibiscus flowers. I mean, they have all sorts of shit. They have like cow tongue, cow brains, all sorts of stuff like that. I mean, dude, I never seen no mango mixed with aloe vera, but
Oh, it's good.
they have some Mexican markets out here by me. I don't know. In Clio, I mean, they're all over Michigan though, really. Little Mexican markets. You'll see them, man. Yeah.
Yeah, go in there, look for them. They have containers that are like, dude, they're almost like 2 foot tall.
Okay.
That you can get a hold of. Yeah.
Okay.
They have mango, pineapple, a couple other flavors, strawberry.
Oh, the Jumex. The Jumex. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that stuff's good, man. It's got
Yeah.
chunks of yellow in it, you know?
What you're talking
Good
about.
stuff. Yeah. And not only that, when you're out in the desert, it makes for a great source of it keeps you hydrated very well.
Yeah, replenish.
Keeps you very well hydrated is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah. So it's good in that fact.
I was gonna say with the growing in the sand, I saw, and this is, I want, there's better resourced information that you can find all about this, but it was cable television, National Geographic, but they did a thing one time about like hashish, and they were in Lebanon, and they were showing people growing in, I would call it like the straight up Sahara, like just pure, like how almost like you're growing pure sand. And they almost had like an open top greenhouse where they made walls and they would like wall it off with like fabric, like canvas sheets or like bed sheets, basically, to get the sand and all that to stop blowing around and getting stuck on the buds.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
So I know you can't see chat there, Johnny, but Jamie Ream says, I'm trying this explanation point. Thanks. Any sand not to put in? And so is
Okay, if
there,
you want to,
what do you
want to,
suggest for some base?
okay, this sand is where I got it was from Home Depot, and it comes in a clear plastic bag, and it says Quickcrete on it, and it says washed sand. You might have to ask for it because they might have it in a specific location, but normally it's back in the construction section where you're going to find your concrete and your sands. You know, it's going to be right next to the play sand. It's been washed, so it doesn't have salts in it. So it's basically a clean sand. And there's no nukes whatsoever in it. Costs $5 for a 50-pound bag. I'm going to start adding this stuff to my soil mix. You know, I just think it's just going to be an absolute positive thing.
I
And
agree.
this soil, this tech that I got right here was from just a regular garden show that I watched. I think it was Scott's Garden or something like that. Gardner Scott or something like that. And he had something on raised beds, and I was watching that because I wanted to learn more about raised beds. And he said, and oh, if you want a really good cloning technique, this is what the trees or the fruit tree companies use. This is a what did he call it? A tried, true, tested technique that has worked for years and years and years. And I said, well, shoot, if that's tried and true, got to work on cannabis.
I believe Dankovich called it bare root cloning for trees.
I don't know what, yeah, that's probably what it's called. And it really works well. I mean, I got pics on my IG where I got a picture of it. And after, I think it was 10 days, I had probably 4 inches of root that was hanging down from it. Lots of root too. And it was fish boned. It was really good looking root. You know what I'm saying? So it works. It's a positive thing. You know? So
sorry.
So if he tries it, let me know if it works for him. I know it's gonna. I mean, shoot, I've got 100% on every one of my clones. There's not even it doesn't even look like my clones are starting to wilt, die off leaves. You know, even the ones that I've cut, they look just as healthy. You know, as if I never took them out of or never cut them off the plant.
You know, I've never gotten to experiment with it on my by myself or on my own, but for years and years I've been wanting to move towards air layering clones.
What's that?
Air layering is the way that they take clones off of normal fruiting trees like avocados or trees that take a long time to build fruit on. And so you basically just wrap something around that the plant can build roots off of. the very same exact spot on a plant that you would take a clone. Basically, people have contraptions, and it goes back. I almost want to even say
It's a round ball, and you
Yeah.
put soil in it, and you clamp it onto it.
Yeah, I almost want to say it's even in marijuana botany.
I've been thinking about trying something of that nature in a small nature on a pot
So
plant.
basically, don't
Work.
you have to peel back some of the skin and then
Nope.
Yep.
put a little bit of
Well,
rooting hormones on some cloth and then
That's not
some
what these
kind of
guys did.
plastic and then tape it around there?
I would go as far as just taking like I said, doing the exact same thing the precautions you would do right before you cut a 45-degree angle on a clone, if that's what you do. So you take off a node, clip those fan leaves and those smaller side branches. And then instead of cutting it right there for that clone, you would just wrap this, like I said, in marijuana botany, I think they even cited like old, super old ass references where they would make like clay balls. And that clay ball would hold just like a pinch of dirt. And just circling around that pinch of dirt around that where you would take a clone from ordinarily was enough for it to make it root through. And then you just cut that.
Redpill,
So
have you seen the new techniques that they have with that now? They literally have plastic.
As far as YouTube, yeah,
they
that's
have plastic balls.
Yeah.
Right? Got a hole on either end, depending on what size stock, what size plant you're getting will decide what size ball you get. They put soil on either side of it, make it moist.
Clamshell.
They clamp that sucker together, close it off, and they come back. They don't even do anything to the stem. It just roots off.
My whole thing with that would be the whole thing with starting a large amounts of seeds, finding a place that'll do the sex testing, right? Finding my males and females, setting the males aside, taking the air layered clone versions of those females, flowering them out, seeing if they're any good, flowering out the male ones and spraying them, to reverse them to see if they're any good. So I just like the whole aspect of you got your mother plants and you got a clone. You're basically only doubling the amount of seeds that you started. So saying you're doing a 10 seed pheno hunt, you're only going to have 20 clones, or you're going to have the 10 seedlings and then the 10 clones from those seedlings. You don't have to fuck around with having to take, have multiple mom and dad plants basically and take clones from a bunch and rooting them. And then you got the plant that you throw in a flower backed up with like 3 clones of every single phenotype. And then your plant count numbers out of control. It just seems a better way to do it. Also, because you can do that, you can air layer it and then you have less of a veg time because you don't have to take like a 4 or 5 inch, tall cutting. You can do it with a huge ass plant that you mothered out and take like a 2 foot tall or 2 foot, long at that point. Air layered clone.
Right? Exactly. You can take a long branch and just clone that sucker instead of even waiting for it to be cloned.
Yeah.
You wrap that sucker on there, it starts cloning on its own. It roots out. Yes.
Have you guys seen that product that's like you put like a ball around the branch as it's growing? Like say this is the plant and say this is a branch, you put a ball around it that's like soil and it starts growing roots and then you cut it off and it's like a perfect fucking uproot cutting. It's great. Yeah. It's crazy how the plants actually react to moisture. If you keep a nice thick piece of duct tape, actually, when you break something, if you notice, when it starts growing its knuckle, it like when it grows its freaking knuckle back, it's just crazy. If you ever had to break something on accident and you had to use duct tape, like if you're using duct tape, man, the knuckle that grows back on the plant is just huge. It's like ginormous, it's way bigger than just like tying it up with something or,
why that is? because the duct tape cuts that airflow off, and the air is going to kill it.
Just like when
So
you
when
got a crazy scar, huh? You know?
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy how that works.
And then after that, man, it just goes crazy trying to fix itself.
Oh man, it's awesome. I love seeing big knuckles.
Yeah, those
It's
are
bet-
awesome.
It's better at regenerating itself than we are, because you cut a finger off, you're not just duct taping that to solve it.
And sometimes I do. I have.
That's
Okay.
I have done that too.
You can rejuvenate up to the cuticle. Did you know that, Red Pill?
Actually, I
wow.
did, because my aunt and uncle are meat market and caterer, meat market owner and caterers and festival hall thing. But my mom, numerous amount of times, would be there butchering, and she cut off the tips of her thumbs and fingers all the time. So
I have as
They
well.
just
I actually
adds
ran
a
to
little
the
spice.
emergency with a fingertip one time, thinking they would have to fucking put a couple stitches to put it back on there. Like, nah, there's enough of it here to grow back. And I'm like looking at him like, what? It's this
your
finger
liver
right here.
is-
You can you see just from that far back the difference in the tone there? How at the tip there it's like like yellowish to white almost.
Yeah.
It's still that part has been rejuvenated from. I actually cut that fucker off with a utility knife. Just wow, took the top of it right off. They were like, "Yeah, you didn't. As long as you don't cut into that white part there, you'll rejuvenate anything after that." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "No shit," and I'll be damned. It grew back. The nail grew back. It's numb as shit, but it's functionally there. I bump it on shit all the time, but yeah, it's functionally there. I can't feel nothing, but it grew back.
I broke my toes so many times. I bump it on. I always hit it on shit. I lost my perception of like walking, because especially barefoot, I'll just like stub my toe, my pinky toe or my big toe on anything, and I broke them so many times. It's crazy.
So your toes are like the people in like New Orleans or Florida that get their house destroyed by hurricanes every year, and they're like, "Fuck it, we're staying."
ET phone home shit, you know what I'm saying? Me and my girlfriend were talking about making because we listen to this, it's Dave and Chuck the Freak 101 on the riff here in Detroit, and they talk about these internet sex people. It's hilarious. And me and my girlfriend are like, damn, my feet are so fucked up. People would probably pay $1,000 to just, see me stepping on watermelons. You know what I mean? Because she said they say the more fucked up your feet are, the more money you make. And I was just like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. I'd make $1 billion. I swear to God. I got fucking
What
homemade
state is this? What country?
Michigan, USA. Dave and Chuck the Freak, you gotta listen to these guys. They're hilarious, man. I'm telling you. They're probably gonna get some kind of lawsuit though, I swear. Knock on wood, I hope they don't, but I'm not gonna say why, obviously, if I hope they don't.
Stepping on too many toes, right? Stepping on too many toes.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, dude, they do. Yeah. They fuck with Florida a lot, They make fun of Florida because like a lot of funny shit happens in Florida. I don't know.
Yeah, there for a while. I saw a thing where it had a thing where they said the Florida Man episode, and they would always have somebody down there doing something crazy. They had a guy that was completely drunk driving his riding lawnmower. He had to go to the store and get some beer, and he says, "Well, I can't drive my car, so I drove my lawnmower."
Did he bring his alligator?
I don't think he brought his alligator, but I think he had an accident too.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
He might have flipped it over or something,
Yeah.
driving a little bit crazy.
Well, thank God it doesn't snow down there, or some fucked up shit would happen. A lot of fucked up
Yeah,
shit.
there's people like that. There's people like that in every state.
Yeah, exactly. It's just who catches them, you know.
I knew a
guess.
couple of people like that in Oregon.
Where at?
In Oregon.
Oh, I love Oregon, man. That place is great.
Yeah, we got some good country boys out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I stayed out in like Cottage Grove for a little while, and in like the Umpqua National Forest, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, and I met some pretty cool creatures out there, dude. There's some good people though, for sure. At least they didn't attack me at all first and then ask questions. I like that about them, you know. That was pretty cool. They could have, the way that it's set up out there, nobody's around, so anything could have happened to me. But they didn't. They talked to me first, and then we actually ended up, talking the shit. So
Yeah, there's a lot of good people out there.
yeah, it's pretty cool, man. There's some pretty cool houses out in the middle of nowhere out there that it made me change my perception on how I would like to have a house, like, oh shit, I could build my own house out of like big pebble stone myself and fucking make it geothermal. You know what I mean? Like build it halfway into the ground. I seen some pretty cool houses out there, man, that were like, whoa, got to change my fucking perspective now,
Yeah, I grew up in Coos Bay, Oregon, and back in the 70s when I was in school, one of my best friends, I went out to his house, and they had a cabin out in the middle of the woods up on a mountain, and had no running water, had an outhouse, and it was the coolest looking house I'd ever seen. The way they built it, it was just a badass log cabin, huge loft. It was massive, had an awesome kitchen. It didn't have any modern features of any sorts, but it was just it looked like good living to me.
Yeah. 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 At least
you had a huge garden out there.
That's how I was.
They were completely self-sufficient. They had a garden, they had a well, so there was no issues.
A lot of the non-cannabis related videos I watch on YouTube, I'm obsessed with log cabins.
Yeah.
So
have you the chumming and the what's it called? Do you like the saddle style? Saddle style with no minimal like iron and steel, or do you like the modern style log cabins?
The like entire log frame thing.
Right.
Every bit of
a notch style, right?
Notch, saddle notch, yeah, saddle notch, yeah.
I watch these Amish log cabin builders.
Yeah.
Metal Lark log homes. Look them up on YouTube. That's who the top of my list is. If I get to build have someone build a log home, that's what I'm going to.
That's sweet, dude. I would love to do some shit like that. We're talking about getting some little trailer on the middle of some property in the middle of nowhere so we can start doing shit like that. Cause I mean, that's all I want to do is build shit and fuck around, Sounds like
I'm sure
that's up here by me, Gus. That's up here by me, man. There's a lot of land that's still very barren that you can pick up.
I know
Pretty cheap. There's a
trailers.
lot of land that weekenders buy that they put up, come on, put it like a small cabin on a decent size chunk of land and let go or forgot about and let go for tax reasons that you can pick up fairly cheap. And
Yeah.
then you get a lot of like Amish folks and just people that mill lumber. So you can pick up, rough milled lumber fairly cheap. That's 5/4 that if you've got a nice planer or willing to do a little hand planing.
And
you
that
can
stuff's
pick up
beautiful.
shit you would pay
Yeah, dude, I'm
downstate.
saying
Same shit
Yeah.
downstate you pay
These-
max
these,
dollar for that you pick
Yeah.
up cheap here.
these Amish built log cabins, man, I'm so impressed with, especially. And I've only been following these people for a year. And in the past year, their business is times 300%. They used to have, when I started following, like a 6 to 8 month waiting period before they get to you. Their building period is actually more like 2 to 3 weeks up to 2 months, depending on how big your thing is. They're like busy worker bees getting
Dude,
shit done. Like,
they are machines, and they're the most respectful. And at the same time, if they want to choose not to be respectful,
Mhm.
they know well. Okay, let me give you a little background here. My brother lives on, used to live on the border of like Indiana, Michigan. Okay, and there's like a lot of Mennonite and Amish communities over there, and lo and behold, he befriended a lot of them. And like my experience, I got to meet these guys and their family, and it was really cool. They were making fucking grape juice at the time, and their kids like nasty ass feet were fucking smashing this shit, dude. And I was just like, oh man. He was like, you want some grape juice? And I was like, yeah. Fucking hugged it down. I'm like, that shit was good though.
that's the cure to COVID. You didn't get COVID in the past year, did you?
Oh no, that shit was amazing. But check this out though.
That's how the Italians do it, man.
He spoke Gaelic. He spoke Gaelic to his kids to come over and introduce themselves. And he gave them the opportunity. He was like, do you want to say hello to this guy? This,
The Englishman.
And like 2 of them said no, and 2 of them said hi. I'm so and so. I forgot their names, but I was just like, wow, they run this shit crazily. It's crazy. And the machines are just big tools that like people and horses use. You know what I mean? It's amazing. It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know.
They're ingenious.
Yeah, the people that I watch, they like I said, a year ago when I started following, previous to all the bullshit, it was like 6 to 8 month period, and now they're on a 18-month waiting period. So their business just basically tripled this past year.
There's a lot of people wanting to get out of the cities.
Yeah,
Man.
Get you a log cabin out in the woods.
they're out in Montana, and Montana's medical too. So I always thought about it, and I've been out all different parts west, to Yellowstone and Mount Rushmore and all there and in between. And I really like that area. I wouldn't
Montana's
mind.
got some great rivers.
Yeah, dude, it's really nice.
I can't wait.
I could do me some fishing up there.
Oh man. I've been
Then
thinking
I could
about
really feed my plant with the guts.
Hey, I think I've asked this before, but does anyone from Earthbox or SIPS experience, do you know if you can incorporate aquaponics with SIPS? And you basically use.
Hang on a second. Hey, Gus.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if you're going to move that phone, man, you got to mute it.
No, we're good. Hey,
I muted it.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Right.
When can you grow with aquaponics and SIPS? Is there anyone knows that's doing that already, like a earth box, or any type of
I don't-
sips container that's using?
I wouldn't see why not. It's still gonna have the minerals in the food, right?
Oh fuck.
I'm always worried if there's overkill. Is that instead of doing it too
Well,
much?
when my neighbor washes out his 80-gallon or 100-gallon tank that he's got over there, I always go over there and help him out with his procedure so that I can collect all that poo, and I put it into containers with I cut it 50-50, or no, not 50-50. I put about that much down at the bottom of each one of my 1 gallons,
Mhm.
and then I fill it up with RO the rest of the way. And that's what I use a lot of the time for an extra additive in my veg area.
When it comes to the aquaponics and the sip totes thing, I
Mhm.
think the closest thing that you can get to like success with that would be like the dual root zone kind of technique, you know.
Mhm.
What's that dual root zone?
Dual root zone is when you take, okay, let's essentially say we have the sip tote, right? And at the bottom of the sip tote, there's big, huge rocks, and then smaller rocks, and then some sand, and then we have our soil layer basically, right?
Right.
Underneath that, right, we have our water cache, but underneath, let's say we have a fish tank underneath that, okay, and this is on top of that.
Mhm.
So basically, you figure out before you even, whatever container that you're using to put into your aquaponic,
Like a flood and drain. Instead of having a flood table on top of, you have
no,
a sips
here,
container
here.
and the aquarium on bottom, and you have a tank that will fill up that sips container. And you
Okay.
have
Oh.
basically recirculating aquaponics set up to
So,
empty, refill that.
so, right. So what I'm saying is, your level where the rocks are, like underneath here, right?
Mhm.
Where those big rocks are, that's where you'd have your water level, right? To where it barely, you don't want it even, I don't think you really want it to touch your soil at all. Okay. And you're going to want to figure out how much water your soil capacity has before it drips out. You don't want any of this to leak into the fish tank at all, you know? And what you want is to take the good stuff, obviously,
So
you know.
that'd be cool if, like I said, if you could make like a stacked, like, a normal, like say 4x4 flood table.
Dude, I'm talking, yeah, that's sweet, dude.
You double stack it so that flood table is still getting flooded, right? And then it's got maybe, I don't know how the setup would be with, if we're doing it with pumps, if you still have to do it like from like an earth box setup, and you have I don't know what the technical term of it, but the up tube, that you're looking down into to see what your water level is, right? That's replaced by your pumps. So you have a stand or what do you want to call it? A shelf that holds this flood table, right? So underneath there's space. Underneath you have space for the aquarium or where the plants or the fish are habitating. That's where your pump is. So that pump, fills this drain table that directly sitting up above it is whatever you want to call it, netted pots with whatever medium in it. Like you're saying, a rocky layer on the bottom with super soil on top, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like a hydro setup, just like flood and drain.
I think it would be important to have a side business to use the fish waste, because you're probably going to be cleaning a lot out of your biofilters.
Mhm.
And if you're not having a fish waste business, then it's not really worth doing all that. You know what I mean? Like, because then you're just like, even with doing it with this, unless you're doing it like at a hobby status, you have to like accumulate for the waste, because there's going to be a lot of waste that you're not going to have to use. You know what I mean? That's very valuable. I don't know. In my eyes, I don't know.
Maybe in that case, then, depending on like how technical of a setup, and that's the whole thing of like definitely running biologicals through pumps. It's
Yeah.
going to become a problem. But ideally, to make it stretch further, then that means you can make one tank service, let's say 3 to 4 different tables, right?
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying, and that makes more sense. So you just, yeah. So I mean, yeah, wherever you can. This is just a little tobacco plant I wanted to show you. It's a cutting of a tobacco plant, you know,
Nice.
and it's got roots on it. Hold on.
Mhm.
I hope if you can see them. I don't know if I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, I see him sticking out there on the side. Yeah.
Anyway, it's pretty easy to uproot some clones of tobacco too. That was just a little side experiment, because I was like, man, you know, I have all these seeds, but hold on, I'm gonna have to mute myself for a second. So you guys go ahead.
Okay. He's gonna move his phone. That's cool.
The damn Zoom etiquette.
Yeah. I took down took down 2
Gonna-
plants yesterday.
Speaking of Zoom etiquette, it's gonna have to be on point for 420. That
Oh, yeah.
one thing I will be asking, you know, especially with some of the, you know, bigger folks coming on, that the Zoom etiquette be on point 420.
Yes.
On point and respectful.
Okay,
too.
I understand. Best behavior.
Well, it's just
It's
make
not-
sure if
that's
you're going
to
to do
everybody.
anything, hit the mic or, hit the mute so that if you're
I
not
like it.
speaking,
Yeah, it's
know?
it's on our end. It's
I never knew.
it's a consideration that's totally on the viewer's end, and it's on a production.
Yeah, I totally will
Yeah.
back up anything to make sure everybody has a good time. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
But dude,
Oh, no, that's cool.
I like that idea. Now that you say multiple tables, I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. That makes more sense. You know, and even then, you could add in the dual root zone even then.
See, where I get a lot of this idea is I haven't talked to him in a long time, haven't even seen him pop up in any type of chat that I've been in. But if Canadian J so happens to be watching, he'll know exactly who I'm talking about, and maybe help me connect with him and get him for a prospect on Eagle's show.
Okay.
He's done
He's
300.
been here many a
He's
time.
a frequent of this. Yeah, he's a frequent of this chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
Yes,
if
he's on the shout outs list.
yeah,
Damn
if
it, he's
he's
on the shout outs list.
I
I
feel
don't know
like-
if he's I haven't seen him pop up in the chat, so that's what I'm saying. If he's just sitting there watching,
Well, I'll throw out my
Jay,
email here and there, but
well, go ahead,
'cause
man.
I deleted my Instagram and shit. Like, I want to like do another little travel cleanse thing, get off everything for a while, get away from the phone and everything for a minute, you know. But I do that here and there. But and here I am on the YouTube thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to go on a little thing, and so I just have an email
Okay.
that I'll probably, you know, I'll because my whole plan is to go places that I can't access anything. And then I basically go to like a Walmart or a Starbucks that's like 50 or 100 miles away from there, you know, and then I'll get my supplies and then I'll go fuck around for a week, you know, out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and go back, get more supplies, do that until I have nothing else to fucking stand for. And I'm so irritated with it that I have to come back to society, and I'm thankful for it again, because the whole thing is I'm just sick of society right now. It disgusts me. So I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here, go into the woods a little bit, get my cleanse, you know, and then so that way I can be like, oh man, I'm thankful for society. I'm thankful for people again. You know, you guys are cool as fuck. I'm glad you guys exist, you know, like the weed community and you people in general. I've been watching you guys. You guys are cool as fuck, man. But yeah, it's like fuck, growing and doing shit where I'm at is like, for me. So me
Are
and
you renting?
huh?
Are you renting a place?
Yeah, and me and my girl are like, we've been looking for a place for a while, I guess, and I don't know. I just like gotta get one more good travel experience in before we get down to it, I guess. But you know, I got all these seeds I made that I'm planning on doing future breeding projects with that I'm excited for.
What
Yeah.
kind of combinations you got there?
Well, I love Gorilla Glue. I always have. So I found this one that I like. It's Glue Sniffer from the Mendo 2020. And I'm like, it stacks up pretty good. But it has this like very old school that I remember, you know, when it first came out, shit. Like I was like, wow, that brought me back. It was cool. And so I hit that. I found a good male, and I hit that, and I had like, so out of 50, I only had 50 seeds, you know, because I ain't got doing that much. I don't have that much or whatever. And I had that. I found a male, and I wanted 2 females of this boom bat from Soul Rebel. It was a tester that my buddy got, and I was like, fuck it. He couldn't do it, and I was like, I'll do it. And I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna ever sell this shit or try to put my name on anything. Maybe, you know, who knows, if it's good and it's like pure fucking fire, then yeah, I might one day, but probably not, dude. I just want to hang out and fucking chill. But
Yeah. But your combinations, what made you decide to slap the 2 different ones together?
okay, so I got several different ones. Okay, so this the Cherry Garcia, my favorite one from
I'm just trying to pick out how you came
Oh.
about.
No, I got you. I'm gonna get there.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm looking at.
Okay, so with the Cherry Garcia, I was on here. That's how I got on the wormhole. But with the Cherry Garcia thing, one of my buddies got off of the bad, doing. I basically locked him in my apartment and fucking had him smoke black cherry soda from TGA. You know, best. It was black and it tasted like fucking black cherry soda, and it was amazing. And it put you out. You know, it was good fucking shit, and a lot of it hermied out, and I got a lot of it for free. You know, because I was homies with somebody. You know, yada yada, and fucking. I locked him in my apartment and I had him smoke fucking Bob Marley's for like 2 weeks, dude. He got off heroin, and I've been looking for that shit.
Oh, right on, man.
I've been looking for that shit ever since, dude. And somebody stole my seeds.
Black cherry soda didn't necessarily have a problem herming. It had a problem it had an autoflower trait.
Really?
If you vegged it for too long, yeah, it wanted to take off and start flowering.
That's
And
wow.
even so with the clones, it was tough to find that sweet spot to clone it as well. I just wanted to throw that in. I'm still listening. I'm just working in the background.
Yeah,
That's so good to know. No, that's so good to know because these the Cherry Garcia, right? So it has this black cherry soda lineage, and I was like, man, I gotta find one that's like that. Well, I got this one that the bud turns purple before the leaves do, in a way. You know what I mean? So
That's cool. I like that.
I'm like, that's the one that I want because that was the black cherry soda that I had with the most licoricey soda. Like it was like straight up Coca-Cola slapped with black cherries. It was perfect, you know.
Yeah.
It was
I had something like that I called. I cracked it open and I told my buddy, this could have been scripted. He came up with a perfect response for what my indication of it was, and I'm like, smell this, and I'm like, this either to me smells like something like cherry Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper, and then he smelled it and he was like 23 terps because Dr. Pepper's thing was the 23 flavors or whatever. It's like 23 terps. And that was actually, ironically, it didn't have black cherry soda in it. It was a Space Queen heavy pheno of Third Dimension.
Oh, man.
And it was a very cherry, very pronounced cherry pheno. That's something that got passed up. Ironically, in that round of seeds that I sprouted, I grew out the Third Dimension and I grew out Bubba Love from Alpha Chronic Genetics. And I grew out that Bubba Love because people back in the day were obsessed with one grow in particular of Bubba Kush that I did. And from that point on, people were always like, when are you going to grow Bubba Kush again? Bubba Kush. So at some point I figured I had to get a new Bubba Kush line or, seeds to grow again that people would like. So my intentions, and I did make them, those were seeds that I got taken in the bus that I got in, but I made Bubba Kush or Bubba Love F2 seeds, right? And I thought like, man, I grew them at the same exact time. And I didn't know it at the time how good this pheno of Third Dimension was going to be like. But I separated that male and the particular female I used for that F2 line out of the tent that I had the rest of the Bubba Love females in with the Third Dimension females, because I only sprouted 2 out of a 10 pack of Third Dimension. And actually, that's why I brought this up, because the very first seed release of Plushberry and Ace of Spades on Attitude from Subcool came with a promo. And if you were the first 100 people to order either Plushberry or Black Cherry Soda, you would get a free pack of Kush, or Kush, the QUSH, the Space Queen crossed to Bubba Kush. And then it dropped off at that point if you weren't in the first 100. And then if you ordered Bubba Kush or Plushberry or Ace of Spades,
you get it?
No, I didn't get the Kush, but I got the Third Dimension. That's where those seeds came from. So like after
Plushberry too?
Huh?
Did you do Plushberry too?
Yeah, I got the very first seed release of Plushberry and Ace of Spades because and I've talked about this numerous times, but that was when I got obsessed with pink.
I like Time
Subcool show off those pink, the pink black cherry soda that he originally got the clone.
Wow.
And my intentions were to find a pink phenotype. For some reason, the vibrance of pink came across more in the Plushberry, and the Ace of Spades got more purple magenta. My intentions were to grow both of those seeds out, the 5-pack of Plushberry that I got, the 5-pack Ace of Spades that I got, find the most black cherry soda dominant phenotype that I could find out of both of those, and then cross those together.
Dude.
But
Wow.
unfortunately, those seeds got confiscated.
What is that? I can't see it.
Can't see it, Eagle. You're gonna have to tell us what it is.
There's some. I have the original gray packs too, but these are the pink packs. This is Berry.
Yep, that'd be it right there.
Oh.
An ace of spades.
This is Cheesequake.
Yep, I had that one too.
Oh, I love that stuff. That stuff's amazing.
As far as that era goes, Apollo.
It's
Purple
blurry,
Apollo?
man.
I have
Void?
a pack of the third dimension too.
Yeah.
Purple
That's
Apollo.
nice.
Yep, the Void. That one's good too. Underestimated. There's a few underestimated ones out there. I love the Purple Apollo and Third Dimension. I had a good experience.
What about the Vortex? That stuff. Oh my goodness.
That literally is my all-time. That's the reason we're communicating, all of us right now, is because I smoked Vortex in 2009.
I heard you guys talking about it, but I like, oh my God, 2009. Okay, dude.
That was a long time ago, and whatever relation to where we're at now. Not long time in age of
Bro,
Grand Canyon being
back
made.
then. No, but back then there was Michigan stuff that was happening. Okay. And there was a specific family and people that are badass, good ass motherfuckers that had this strain from Hawaii called Kona Gold. And it was,
Oh, that's good stuff.
oh man, Kona Gold. And I guess they had it around. They had it for like 20 generations or some shit.
Yeah,
30 generations, like this is crazy. And the way they grew, the style that they grew was totally like kind of like bonsai, straight up just a stalk and fucking trees. You know what I'm saying? Straight stalk and tree. Just bud stalks everywhere. They constantly clip to make it long. They keep certain ones to draw those out, and then they push those out. You know what I mean?
yeah. My uncle, he's Vietnam era type age veteran, and he was out in Hawaii, and the strain, or I don't know if you want to call it strain at the time, but variety that was around at that time was Puna butter.
Uh-huh.
I've heard a few people reference it before, but he was all about the Puna butter. He's like, you get seeds of that. That's what you want.
That's great.
I had in high school, there was a family of Samoans that were part of the football team. And it was really cool because every once in a while, their brother Lonnie Moo would come back from Hawaii, and he would always bring back some really good stuff. And we smoked Kona Gold, we smoked Maui Wowie.
Oh man,
Puna
and
butter.
there was a couple other that he had that was just out of this world good.
I know.
And I don't remember what the names were.
what about?
But what was the name that you called it? That sidekick name of it? You said your dad said that the locals called it?
Puna butter.
No, but there was another name you said. They either said Puna butter or they said.
Did I say it?
You said that.
Was that
Yeah,
good?
you said that earlier.
Am I skipping
It
it?
was like a nickname for what.
I'm trying to think of what he said.
Yeah, I can't. It started with a.
It slipped my mind now.
Oh man. What about Nebula and Brainstorm?
I haven't had Brainstorm, but Nebula, I have great memory too. It was in a period of time when
Nebula sounds like it's out of this world.
It
it
was
is.
pretty good.
It was this was maybe between 2005 to 2007. One of
Apollo,
either it was
Apollo,
either summer
Nebula,
of
and Apollo
2000.
were both out of this world.
Yep,
Around the
that's
same
what I
year,
mean.
around the same time too.
I always came away with the conclusion that if it had a space name, I would have had to have liked it, and it had to be because of those Apollos and Nebula strains.
Yeah.
But Nebula, I had there's a what you would call it a passing of the times, way to recognize when we were in high school, when summer vacation was at the very last end, and then the school year starts again, and that was a festival. I was just about to say it. But I don't want to say it because it's too close to home. But anyways, it's a festival that starts. That's right before school starts at the very end of summer break, and it has all
Party time
types.
festival.
Yeah, it's the very last weekend of party, and it started off
Yeah.
with this festival, and everyone to go there. Their parents and these kids would go there. Their parents would all drift away, go off into parent drunken land, and us kids, we would go. And in this particular time, we had this Nebula, and not to say any bit more, but it's a church type festival, right? And we're smoking the shit out of this Nebula. Like every 5 minutes, we'd go to the safe spot where we had a little bit of zone where we could smoke the Nebula, come back into the festival and ride that gravitron ride, where you just sit on the back and it spins you around and you're just sitting there spinning. And then we'd get off and do the same thing again, go and hotbox my buddy's car with that Nebula, do the same
Oh
thing again.
man,
And that was
that's great.
that was the beginning of the night. And the end of the night went to it happened to be my buddy's, this is high school party days. It happened to be my buddy's birthday. And his mom or whatever let him have like the whole 2-story, like one of those old Forrest Gump looking houses. The Forrest Gump house with a big old front porch. Big
Yeah.
It was like one of those style houses, and it was his 18th birthday, and his mom let him have like a huge high school party in one of those houses, and we went there after, and there's a whole bunch of other kids that had basically Mexican brick weed, and I was the only one with like actual really good weed.
Mate, you sound like one of the cats that I was hanging around. That sounds like some shit that I went through or something. I swear to God, that's funny.
I love it, dude.
That's hilarious.
It was the tail end of the night. I don't want to give too much away. We
That's funny.
Then it got out of control, and it was like a free for all to where we knew like the cops were gonna get called at some point.
Got $5 on it. Do you remember those days? Everybody asked for $5 to hit a joint. It was like, what the fuck, dude? I never was that guy. I was just to let you know. I was always that fucking guy that was like, yeah, I got an ounce. I got like 5. I got 5 XL Phillies. Let's fill them up and let's smoke. You know what I mean?
I was always
that guy.
they would always treat it like a cigarette and bum the roach. They'd be like, hey, you want to shirt me on that roach or whatever?
Yeah. The roaches, they always crawling around the walls and shit, Yeah.
There was another time where I went to Ari Shafir, the comedian. I went up to a stand-up thing in Milwaukee that he had going on, and me and my buddy, we went up there, and he came up and he was like, because he does Twitter and I still don't at this time. He did it back then. And he's like, oh, Ari Shafir, he said, I just landed in Milwaukee. Someone bring weed. And I'm like, we can be those guys. And then this is back when I said I was full blown back here where I'm at now before I moved to Colorado, before I got busted. And in particular, I had some Slee Stack OG, which is DNA Slee Stack to their OG 18. And I had GTA Flav. I had the Flav.
So I wonder where they came up with that name, Sleestack.
Well, speaking of origin of the names, that's what I explained to Ari Shafir is I actually brought him both of them. I gave him a nug of the OG because he came to Milwaukee from California, and I told him, you're used to OG here. There's something for you for later. And then the smoke sesh was with the Flav. And I explained that it's convenient and, synchronicity that I brought this up here because at least how I remember, Subcool said that the name of the Flav came because they're trying to come up with the name for that particular strain, which is a Space Queen to Romulan backcross. They're trying to come up with a name of the strain,
Okay.
and all they could come up with is how good of the flavor it had. But what was on the TV during the smoke sesh that they were watching happened to be the Comedy Central roast of Flavor Flav. So they're like, oh, this is really good tasting weed. The show right now, Flavor Flav, let's call it the Flav, right? So at least that's
Okay.
how I remember Subcool, at least
Yeah.
that name got derived from that.
So I was just thinking, you hooked the comedian up with a nug, right?
Yeah.
Did he hit you up afterwards, like on the Samsung?
No, but he did autograph the grinder. He had merch in form of a grinder, and he autographed the grinder and said, a little personalized message, said thanks for the weed.
Dude, I was thinking, dude,
I could show that to you. I don't know where that is.
He would
It's
probably
either in
laugh. Like, he'd probably be funny, funnier. I don't know.
It's either in my storage locker right now, out in Colorado, or I have to dig it up somewhere out here. But I still have that grinder that he gave me.
That's
I'll
right.
show and tell it at some point.
I've been drinking on this tea, guys, and I got the giggles. I'm sorry. I made some tea that has some cannabis sugar in it, and
Hang on a sec, Gus. Hey, Eagle. Just want to let you know, I think somebody wants to get in. Go ahead, Gus.
It's Johnny, but he's in. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see him.
Yeah.
He just
Oh,
hasn't
okay.
fired up his camera yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand that.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah, we can hear
We
you.
hear you. We just can't see you, brother.
Yeah. So right this second, I'm just using the camera from my PC. I used my phone last time on the interview, so I've been trying to figure it out on my PC. So that's where we're at. So you guys keep bullshitting, yeah, and I'm getting there. I'm trying to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it all out still. But hold
Right
on.
on, man. All right. Shoot, Gus, go ahead, man. Oh, there you are. I see you there.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. My girlfriend woke up. She's like cleaning. She wakes up and cleans up everything. Like that's just.
I need one of those.
Beautiful. It's great.
I
Yeah.
need one of those.
What else did I ask for? Exactly right. So anyway, I forgot what I was even talking about. You know what I mean?
The squirrel got us. That's okay.
Yeah, it was tiny squirrel.
Sorry.
Just don't let him chew on your nuts, man.
Oh man.
What's up, Normal?
Yeah.
I'm kind of watching just the audio right now because I'm curious if you guys can hear yourself through my audio, and I think it's muting you guys out. So you're just hearing me right now and not hearing yourselves echo, then things are working out well.
Yeah, everything's working good. We can see you. We can hear you. There's no feedback. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Very cool.
Right on, man.
Is my
Appreciate
audio
it.
great?
There's a little bit of delay I can see with a little bit of everybody in general, but I think that's just kind of how it goes.
Appreciated your show the other day, man. That was a good show.
Oh, no doubt, man. I've been going back through all your guys' stuff, man. I'm glad there's people still bullshitting about it, at least to a level. I realize it's a new level to everybody's in it, but it's good to see the old information. Like people are digging back and wanting to know what really happened or what's what. So at least it's just not all going in one direction. I think we're trying to still figure some of it out, but
Yeah, I know I've been reaching into the garden shows, the regular old garden stuff, and just watching what they have to offer for stuff. And that's how I came across the Sandtech, which I think is amazing. I think everybody should give that a check. Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I think my brother, now that you say that, I think my brother, because my brother has always been saying, you know, try this, try that, you know. I think he said something about sand before. Really?
Yeah, but it's got to be clean.
Yeah, using
Yeah.
yeah, that can be tricky. Like green sand, or is he just are you just talking just sand in general?
Just sand.
Well, no, I got sand from Home Depot. It's washed sand, so it's clean.
Yeah,
And,
I get it.
I get 100% on my clones through doing it this way.
You know what the coolest thing? I seen this, well, I remade it, but this guy, Willie Myko, dude, Eagle, he would be sick to get on the show. Willie Myko, he's the fucking.
Get him.
Is that the same person that came out with the Myko Jordan technique?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure, honestly, man. I'm too fucking bipolar to fucking follow any of that shit. But
Okay.
but Willie Myko, I think he's at Willie Myko on Instagram. The guy, he's got a bunch of YouTube videos too. I mean, he just has a good solid what he does. I mean, and he travels too and collects spores and does a lot of cool shit. But I think he does shit for the community. Yeah, and you know, but anyway, he made this tub out of a tote that you hook up to a pressure cooker, and you basically, I mean, it's a pasteurizing machine. You know, you basically put some like bricks or cinder block on the bottom of this tub, you know, and you put a platform, and then you put your soil in a bag or whatever you got in a carpenter bag, you know, like at least an 8 mil bag or 6 mil, I think it is, or something like that. And
So it heats it up to a certain. So it heats it up to a certain temp, and it pasteurizes the soil.
Yeah, for a certain amount of time. Yeah, and it works, man. All you do is you just drill a hole in the top. You put a meat thermometer, a long one in there, and fucking, if you need to put some kind of seal thing, you can try to make a like, what's it called? Foam thing, like a foam seal thing with clasps that you can remove, like a gasket kind of thing, but that's going to be a hassle. But what you want to do is just get a good, nice, brand new tote that hasn't been fucked up, you know, drill a hole
Like
right in the
making a
middle.
gasket. I see what you're getting at. You're like making a gasket. Yeah.
Right in the middle of it, though, you're going to want to hook up a fucking meat thermometer, you know, and that's going to be in the middle of your substrate that's in a bag. And you have your pressure cooker on the stove going at a certain, you know, temperature. You get it after a while. It takes a minute. I did it though, and it actually works, and it works beautifully. And I had a lot of good things happen because of that. So
now, when you do that, you're killing off certain things inside the soil, so you don't have pests, right?
Right. Yeah. So you're not sterilizing it. You're just pasteurizing it, you know. So like you're keeping a lot of the good
majority of the microbes.
Well, that and the nutrient content, from what I think.
Sounds like tech that they took from the mycelium incubation for it's like magic mushroom cultivation, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do with your jars and your rye seed, or your, whatever mixture, your substrate mixture that you're gonna inoculate with your mycelium or your spores. Same thing.
I mean, essentially you could stack layers of jars in there too, instead of just using your pressure cooker as your stationary. You can use it as like a primary, and then have a secondary as your tote with like stacks of jars, so people can like bypass having to do it 20 times in their pressure cooker for 5 jars. You know, they can stack
It's fucking
rows and rows of,
this technology, man.
well, it just, I mean, people have been doing this for years and on farms, you know, and it got out to people like us, you know, who get out there and talk to people. And
Yeah, I heard somebody talking about pasteurizing soil just like a week or 2 weeks ago on a garden show.
beautiful.
Yeah, they were talking about it was a composting show.
Mm.
And they were talking about composting, and they said, and if you keep it at this certain temperature for a period of time, that's pasteurizing your
Yep.
soil. And he said it's just basically cooking it to a point, and it gets rid of the pests and whatnot, and then you've got a clean medium to start from, putting stuff into it. He
Yeah,
said that was a good way to go. It was very kind of a safe bet that you're not going to have a bunch of pests
You
showing
know-
up in your product.
sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, that is a good way to do it. And I think sometimes you can do it a little longer if you can maintain, just as long as you can maintain that temperature. I think you should do it a little longer than they say, because there's been a couple times, you know, where I've followed the rules and I didn't do it a little longer, you know, or I didn't do it a little harder or whatever. I didn't put more effort into it. And every time I put more time and effort into it, I seem to have more success. So, I mean, that's it's in the churn of the butter that makes the butter. You know what I'm saying? It's not it's not what you put in it all the time. It's the churn and the time you put into it too, you know? So
And Smiley, your guys is one of your organic guys.
Yeah, he's our guy.
Yeah.
He's our organics
I was
man.
gonna say, I don't know if you guys heard what I said. I was just still trying to figure the program out, because it had put you guys in a small window in the corner of my monitor, and I was trying to figure out how to get that.
Oh, if you
So
you can't swipe on that, can you?
I'm on my monitor, yeah, so I'm not on my
Right.
phone. So, but it's
Is
I
is
got
it going through your phone? Is it going through the phone?
phone? Yeah, it's just I got a camera mounted at the top of my monitor, so everything's going directly. through
Okay. There are little there is a spot down on the bottom where you might be able to click with your mouse.
that. No, I
That
figured
might
it
give you
out.
options. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's what I was
Is
trying to tell
it-
him. What I was commenting is I can't figure out this technology is what I mumbled. I knew what he was talking about, and I'm following what you guys are talking about.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just
I-
trying to figure this thing out still, and why he was just in the. I've been looking at his guitar more than listening to what he's been saying. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I was wondering what the heck is that? Is that a ukulele?
No,
What's
it's
that?
a Traveler. That's a little Traveler 6-string, man.
it's called the Backpacker. It's from Mark.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a guitar player, man. I know what you got there.
It's got this nice like caboose that's like perfect for percussion. It's got, you know, it's
Got a caboose for
it's-
slapping.
Different tonalities on it. Yeah.
you know.
I've always looked at them. I don't know if I've ever picked one up. I might have picked one up before.
Well, the thing is, my ma got it and she didn't like it, so I was like, "Hey, I'll buy it off you, or I'll snow blow or do whatever you guys," because they do the snow blow and lawn service shit. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll do some of that for you and pay you off since you don't like it." So, and
I'm a music fanatic and just guitar player, man. I've got at least 5 or 6 guitars here. My daughter's got at least another 3 or 4.
I can't keep them, dude. I'm a fucked up person. I can't keep them.
That's I've lost plenty. Don't get me. I've lost some of them, but yeah, that's rough. I can't.
Oh, dude, bro. I mean, I've had my heart's broken over some of the guitars I've lost. Don't get me wrong, but I mean,
Yeah, no, I agree.
not through selling them. Some of them I've sold, but most of them I've fucking like just had a good session and fucking smashed the fuck out of them. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, man.
That's not. Yeah, like my guitar, I treat
That's not losing it.
better than my
Oh,
girlfriend.
Who do you think you are, Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I get wanting
That's
to
a
do
good
that,
night, man.
but no, I could not do that to my Ibanez or my nylon string classical. But but you got a nylon string classical, it's not like you're gonna be like,
Oh, dude, I don't want to talk about that one. Hey, I don't want. I really. That was. Hey, no, listen. That is a very sentimental subject right there. Now, I'm
I
being
lost some
serious about
at a
that.
pawn shop. I've lost some. I've had 2 stolen from me directly, like thieves from my house. So no, I feel it. And seen it
No,
like
that.
at a guitar shop like 15 years later. I saw one of the guitars somebody stole from me, which is fucked up. But yeah,
I've helped a couple people get their guitars back because there's a couple guitar shops around here that I go around to every once in a while, and I've seen them and I'm like,
yeah.
and I'm a musician. I can play
Know
anything.
everybody in it. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So, I was like, hey dude, I seen your guitar over there. You better go check over there. And he was like, all right, yeah. He goes and he fucking checks. He's like, yeah, dude, it was Eric Grody, that motherfucker. I was like, that Grody bastard. You know what I'm saying? That was hilarious, man.
You're a
I'll
guitar
never
player
forget
in
that.
general, or
Huh?
your guitar player in general?
I mean, I learned drums before I learned guitar. Keyboard.
Not to get, I guess we're going on a music topic, not to go, just curious, just asking.
Yeah, I play a little bit of
Guys,
everything.
organic topic, yeah.
Do you
mean,
guys know?
I'll tell you this. There's this place, and I think everybody who is a music freak or anybody that plays music or likes music or anything like that, there's a place, and it's called Blue Island, Illinois. Okay. It's kind of by Chicago. It's ghetto a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So watch your fucking back. But if you can make it to their library, they have this little emporium in the basement that, bro, I'm telling you, these kids are so lucky to have this fucking place. But I'm the kind of guy that'll go there to go record something because they got fucking every instrument you can imagine in a recording studio. And
oh, that's cool.
dude, and their monitors are like fucking giant. I mean, they're taller than you. You know what I'm saying? And they got 3 of them next to each other. I don't know where they
are there. You can just they'll record you.
Dude, listen to this. I can, if I want, I can have somebody. It's okay, girl. It's all right, puppy dog.
Usually a recording studio, even renting time.
It's a library.
I mean, I haven't been into it for a minute.
Dude, it's like.
I know, and I get you. I've been to public libraries, and I know there's different. It's a little more modernized now, but yeah, you're saying there's a recording studio in this place, and they'll record you. They'll help you throw down tracks.
It's more than that.
Oh, really?
It's a museum on top of a recording studio. Like, it's an emporium. And dude, it only costs. I mean, I had them put. I only did 1 song while I was there because I was going in and out. I'm just random as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I went there. I recorded a track with just guitar and fucking drums because I just found it out and I was meeting some family I never met and shit. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I was like, cool. I found that place, dude. It was $1 for me to buy the CD. That's it. And I had somebody help me.
The track you guys made was $1.
Dude, I had somebody fucking help me.
Yeah, that would be cool because I already have tracks that are pretty much made. I just need people to put drums and bass to them.
Dude, you gotta check it out. Blue Island, Illinois Library.
Well, I was just up in Wisconsin. I probably could have gone by there. I just went back down to the Midwest. I was living in Wisconsin for 2 years.
I hope, man. I gotta get back there. That place is fucking amazing, though. I
was
mean, I
gonna say,
got family that are
probably
from.
like probably like a 50 minutes or an hour away from where you're talking about.
Yeah,
Or you can drive there. It's close. I think it's about a couple hours from where I'm at now, in between,
Yeah.
between there. But yeah, definitely. Like I'm into music. Like all if I get to BSing with you guys, I mean, I love Bud and all that, but I mean that's what I use it for is art, music, and cooking. So those are
yeah,
my main things that drive me. The Bud's all secondary, but there's so much to talk about as far as fuck, how deep we
yeah.
get into it with cannabis. Yeah, it's an endless topic on itself. But yeah, music is a whole nother beast.
Music was always first. We were always singing and humming as we were babies,
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
natural.
And I have the argument about the surfers, musicians. I do think musicians were just as, they helped get the Bud across and were, doing that just like the surfers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely
Yeah.
a lot of musicians involved. I think as far as, but those are old arguments.
And they, they kind of got the pass, right? No one's gonna
Yeah.
come in and bust them.
Exactly.
The
Well,
delivery of it
musicians back
now.
then were like packing guns, man. The old black musicians and jazz musicians.
Hey, Normal,
Even the old.
you can't forget about the skateboarders.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's going a little further into the future. Yeah, but way like 50s, 40s. There had to be, and
Well,
Oh yeah.
I know people.
prohibition, like even before it was,
Oh, man.
when it was
that
real.
term, the term reefer, right, comes from
Yeah.
refrigerated trucks that they shipped the cannabis in. Right?
See, I wouldn't even.
Seriously? Is that where they got that?
Man. Out of all the shit I've read, I don't think I've ever read that. That's not a surprise. I believe it. Like simple little things like that.
You never know.
That's
Well,
not
see,
a surprise at
I've
all.
actually thought, how deep
Because
does
it
it
doesn't.
go?
It's such a
And
weird term. Yeah, reefer is a very weird term.
Hiding it.
do you
Like
do you
transport.
think pre-prohibition there was domestic cannabis American cannabis breeders that were breeding for THC pre-prohibition?
Me?
Yeah, do you think, or anyone? Yeah, does anyone
I
think that?
Cannabinoids.
I think they found something out there that was special. They didn't.
I'd say
focus on it.
cannabinoids.
They didn't focus on it, but just like because
Alkaloids.
bag seeds, like I was talking about in the little show that I did, we'd see it. You'd see a lot of, kind of ditchweed looking plants, but then all of a sudden, like in the 90s, then it changed and those plants were a lot different. And you would think they have to be there somewhere. They're in those genetics. I just can't see how they couldn't be. So once in a while, and even like that magazine I got, they're talking about the Zuatanés and the purple Z's, the old Mexicans. And the story behind that purple Zuatane, what's so amazing about it is it talks about this Mexican farmer in the 70s that had thousands of plants out there, but then there's this one purple that he found. And so the dad of the family goes out there to check this plant out and he smokes some of it and he doesn't come home. He just camps under it for like 3 days smoking on this plant. And the thing was that it was so good. That's kind of the story that's in one of those marijuana monthlies that I collect.
That's pretty cool.
Do you happen to know if, or have any speculation to believe that that particular Mexican was already influenced with Afghani genetics, or if it was?
I don't think so, not at that point. But I have an argument, not for.
Is that Pablo?
Yeah, now I like the Pablo grew pot, even though he was heavy into coke, but he was a little stoner, dude. Even the history on him looks like he was always growing a little bit of bud, dude, which is awesome. But I have an argument, not we're like for Clark, and he takes it back to Eurasia. All right, and so to me, there was just one variety. This is stupid to go this far into it, this quick into it. We're literally going to talk about where it came from, kind of thing, real quick. And it's
cannabis refugia.
Dude, it's going, okay, so let's just say Pangea. Let's say it goes all the way back to Triassic, Jurassic.
Well,
we can do that. But there's just one variety of cannabis. Okay, and so later on, when those periods changed and the continents split up and divided from Pangea, like Robert Clark saying, Eurasia. Okay, now by that time, they were specific. They had developed into their own regional things, but I think it all came from one, and I do believe that. Just to get to the point of it, I do believe that's one-centered Afghan, because they all relate to that form.
So here's something, right?
That's just my interpretation of it.
In
That
there's
makes sense, you know.
there's like some Oklahoma ditchweed that grows naturally. You know, it's been around.
Isn't that
It's in
part of
Nebraska too. They paraquated it through Kansas and stuff, so they eradicated, but it still exists. There's still ditchweed in Nebraska.
And the thing is like it doesn't even. I mean, it's got some cannabinoids, but it's not like THC.
No,
It's no THC.
it doesn't stink like pot. It doesn't have the resin content. I've smoked it. It's headache pot if you want to go there.
I would imagine. I mean,
Yeah, that's what they used to call it. But it can look really good, and it has been hybridized with who knows what from stoners that have been out.
exactly. That's what.
Out looking for it. And I know for a fact bikers used to grab that shit and stick it, that, puff their fucking bundles with it. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's not good. I don't believe there's much to it besides fiber and oil. The oil content in the seed alone makes it valuable for cannabis.
Right.
Like 30% oil content for
Dude, I'm telling you, they're packing some shit, man.
right? And then the
Yeah,
fiber content and all that as far as cannabis goes.
I gotta
Yeah, go for it.
I gotta put something out there before it gets squirreled away. Marijuana botany book. There's a lot of African genetics that get, more. They're probably more popular ever, probably since Malawi came out. Everyone kind of was on a hunt for different African genetics.
And Durban in general.
Yeah, but in that book, the one that intrigued me the most, which I've never heard about, I've heard more about like Peruvian strains than I've heard of in marijuana botany. Rob Clark cites Kenyan, a Kenyan variety.
And to me, it's just too dry. Even when we're talking about those regions, it's just, you would think, and to me, the cannabis plant will migrate and acclimate anywhere. It is that crazy of a plant.
That's exactly my point. Is like, dude,
that's where it gets tricky. And so, okay, here's kind of when I have these kind of talks with people that really have put me to the test as far as just what I know. All right, so if we took the names or the I guess indica and sativa away is kind of the idea, and we just focused on how long it took a plant to flower, then we could divide up indicas and sativas very easily, because we're looking at plants that will want to finish no matter what in 6 to 8 weeks, identifying no matter if the foliage is wide bladed or not. Let's not worry about the foliage. Let's just stick to flowering times. That right there kind of tells you that plant originated in a place where it was forced to flower. It embodies that was the origin of where it came from. Just like a Thai or a super sativa, it's going to take 32 fucking weeks to finish and have multiple flowering stages and all that. Go to the middle of that.
During your
what I'm saying, if we go to kind of what would be the middle of that, or at least a reasonable middle, that's why I say that's why I feel that that's where the mother of everything is, from just how it all branches out and changes from another, whether there's so many different varieties or not.
No,
they all have the same form, overall, no matter what, when it comes down to it, whether they get real skinny or lanky, they form buds. All the males have flowers and produce pollen.
So the quicker they finish off, what do you consider that?
Sorry.
Indica?
Yeah, I mean, it has
even more than indica.
It's more of an acclimated, high altitude variety that has a very fast season.
Very
fast season. Yeah.
Afghanica.
Every time I hit something.
True. Yeah, the true Afghanica. Yeah, the original Afghan. You bet. And the reason why I wanted to get on this computer Okay, one of the things I talked about was maybe I did in the Ortega and the differences in
Oh
Afghan
yeah.
Kushes. And so when you have a true Kush and a true Afghan next to each other, like, okay, well, they're both huge wide blade indicas. So how do you tell the difference between an Afghan and a Kush? Because we can tell what a sativa is, and just by its flowering time, as soon as you get skinny leaves, you're like, that's not an indica. At least, not dominant in the form of its fan leaves at the beginning of when you're doing discovery. But I have this video, and if I can show, I'm gonna try to figure this out by the next time we have some meetings or whatever, so I can share my screen. And I've got to where I ran the.
Well, I think Eagle has to give you the opportunity to share.
Okay.
I okayed it.
You know what I mean, though? Just share my screen.
Right.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So he would still, because I'm running through his proxy, is what's
Exactly.
happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has.
I gotcha. Okay. So
I
yeah,
has to
already
open that
done
door.
okayed it.
right. And so the
I
idea would
okayed
be
it.
to be able to show you guys what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at the video that I took 2 years ago as I was filming these grow
Yeah. He
packs.
okayed it. If you can get it on
Right.
your screen there, then
Yeah, and I can bring it up anytime. I don't want to do it now because we're already getting late and we're going to end up. I mean, it's 4:20, guys. Hey, at least.
Wait, it's 420.
Cheers.
actually it's 5:20 out
Well,
there.
here I'm exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's getting there, and we will.
It's on the 20.
Okay, but the idea, what I'm getting at, is I can literally show you guys what I mean by Afghan hash plant versa Kush in form. It's right there. I filmed it and everything, and it's very obvious. And so instead of
Well,
going down these roads,
normal. We got a 24-hour show tomorrow.
and that's what I mean. And then there's that, which it should be just
Yeah.
fun and getting high and talking shit, not being too serious. And yeah, I'd love to going down
No,
these
but this
real technical.
that's yeah. We can always do something like that on the same. I mean, because it's all about learning.
Oh, for sure. And
Yeah.
not only, but that's what I
Yeah,
mean on those
don't
shows
forget
where,
you've got a comeback episode coming back on what, the 26th, right? Maybe?
yeah, the 23rd. Yeah, we're
There
gonna
you
do
go.
another solo show because so what
Oh,
happened with
right
the
on.
first show? Yeah, we only
That's
made it to
right.
2000. We only made it from my start from 86, getting out of high school, 84, 86 to like 2000, and actually from 2000 to now, I mean, fuck.
That might take a couple of more shows, right?
See what I mean? Because I met
Hey,
Simon, I met
one
Tony, I've known Adam for a long time, but the way what happens next over those 10 and 20 years is crazy. Like we did some stupid shit, but it's hilarious. We did some funny shit. We tried to make Tony's company come back. Tony was real weird about me meeting Adam. It was just weird, but it was good times, man. And we did some fucked up shit, but nothing bad. I mean, it was all good. But those early
another
20 cups and stuff like that, talking about that. I'm curious to see who comes in your chat. I'm dying to talk to Preacher Steve. I ran Sweet Tooth for fucking like a decade, man. Number 3 in particular, and such a fan of the grapefruit and sweet pink grapefruit lines. Fuck, I could talk to him for fucking days about that alone.
Dude, hey, the grapefruit, the dynamite, and sweet tooth, right?
Okay.
Those two, this brand called Europa seeds, they
Okay.
crossed dynamite and sweet tooth and made it heavy grapefruit, and I grew it, dude. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's a grapefruit.
It's
It's
pretty
a weird
grapefruit.
grapefruit's
It's
a
pretty
weird
grapefruit.
thing. It's an
And the thing,
interesting
it has
profile.
like, it has the peel, the peel, and not, like not the,
It's
not
got the
the,
rind
It's
of
a
it.
weird citrus. It's
not the
a sour
hay.
citrus.
not the hay like bitterness, it has the like peel, like the oily fucking citrusy, yeah.
The only thing that like I still run right now is Old Sog Super Silver Haze, which is a sweet pink grapefruit haze. There's some haze in the background, but the reason I love it so much is because it does have that sweet pink grapefruit in the front. It reminds me so much of the Sweet Tooth. And I
Okay.
did run Sweet Tooth 1, but I was really into blueberry, and that was a really equal hybrid. It was just a 50-50, I think, blueberry to the whatchamacallit at that point, the sweet
Yeah.
grapefruit. And when we ran those, a lot of the blueberry came through. But in the number threes, I don't know who did the work, if that was Steve himself or whatever happened, but those sweet tooth number threes that a bunch of us passed around for a minute there, those were dynamite. Those are just sweet pink grapefruit. I mean, even the leaves would turn orange pink. Like I have pictures. That's what I mean. So I documented that shit. Like, and it was, and I only have a handful of pictures, but it's even a unique palm that it had to it and everything, man.
That's
I
cool.
really like Steve's work, man, because I think that's Blue Satellite. Isn't that Spice of Life too? It was Blue
Yeah.
Satellites.
Yep.
Yeah, and I did those too. And I got,
Shishka berry.
dude, and that in particular, which is a strawberry. If anybody's ever run Shiska berry, you're looking for strawberries.
Woo!
And
Good hashing
Right.
strain. Really good hashing strain.
fuck, man. Okay, so Shiska berry, the yellow, see, and now we're gonna go down this. Okay, the yellow and the red, he's talking about these two moms that he did for Shiska berry. And I think he said they were Afghans in the thing, and I think they're Lebs. I've wanted to have that conversation forever because it makes sense. The red Leb and a blonde. So, man, and they were so weird to grow. They didn't grow like an Afghan. I was like, why is this thing growing like fucking? It was weird. And so, those in particular, like I said, I've been dying to talk to Reader Steve. I actually called him. He makes himself available to people, and I don't know how I got his number, but I have talked to him on the phone and just been like, "Whoa, dude, I just don't know what to say. It's you." What do you say to the guy?
There's another thing I wanted to make a callback to your episode that you brought up, Colombian Black.
Yeah.
Right? Is that the one you have? Was it like 190 day, 20 week or more plus?
It's not even that it's that. They're just really, I don't know what it is. Like, all right, the chocolate D, I seen somebody actually make that come out and look like it was fucking chocolate. And so Colombian Black's tricky because I think what we're talking about is an Afghan Black. But the difference is, all right, so I think they're directly related because I think the profiles, like the terp profiles and the effect profiles would be different. But let's just stick to the blacks for a minute, because the one that's probably the mother is going to be Afghan Black, just saying that naturally by my theory, Pangea and all that bullshit would kind of be an extension Afghan to Colombia. So let's say that it migrated and then acclimated to Colombia, but at the base of it, the inside of its soul is an Afghan, but now it's Colombian. So even though it's an Afghan Black, it's in Colombian, they're calling it Colombian Black, and it's got all this different things to it. It's so much richer, and it's got a profile you can smoke, because that was the problem with the Afghans is they look great and they're big leaves and big buds and all that, but they hashed them because if you smoke the flower, early Afghan, I don't know if you guys, a couple of you guys, I think Johnny looks like he's about as old as I'm going back. There was horrible smoke. Skunk, good green skunk was good, but the early
Well, I got to tell you though,
was rough.
back in 78, 79,
Nah.
78, 79 in school,
Okay.
we had some stuff called chocolate lumbo.
Chocolate
and that
Colombian.
stuff, oh my God, that stuff was sweet. It was chocolate flavored.
Like stuff like
It was really sticky.
That was the real shit. Yeah.
It was like a really rich dirt color.
So
brown. It literally looked chocolate.
What I wanted to make a call back to is I meant to mention, I was talking about canna.
I think those are related real quick, Johnny. The Colombian Black and the chocolate. There is a Colombian chocolate, and that's what I mean by people just not really renaming things, but they're all kind of connected in one way or another. I believe those.
You think that was just an offshoot of the black?
Okay, but think also what else is grown in Colombia?
It's probably the best phenotype.
Coca leaves. You see what I mean? All those plants are even grown there, so they could absorb those.
Yeah.
Dude, and that's another thing I connect to that is like, the coffee profiles and that's one thing that differentiates those regions to me is
you gotta have the deep coffee though. That deep coffee. That's
a tricky one. If you ever notice, you get a lot of plants.
You got natively growing
skunks and Afghans all in a room. Like I've walked into a room of my own within the last 2 years that was mixed varieties, indicas to sativas. But as soon as I opened the door, I got coffee.
Your companion plants in Colombia, the cannabis companion plants are coca, cacao, and
Exactly.
coffee.
That connects me to all those two, and it makes sense. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Coca, cacao, and coffee.
Yeah.
So that Colombian
Both of those
gold,
connections, man. I'd love to see. Like I said, that Colombian gold was. I've never seen Colombian black. I've tried to grow it.
So, like I said,
Yeah.
I have to get in contact with. He went on YouTube as Cannabis Cafe. Like saying, if we can get a hold of Cannabis J, then he could probably get a hold of this Cannabis Cafe guy. But
I think to get it
it's
to, if you're saying you have access to a Colombian black, I'd love
Yes.
to try a shot at it for sure. Device formula for it, because I'm agreeing with you that it probably in its full origin, it would go 100 and something days.
Yeah.
But we can
I've seen it.
manipulate
This
that.
isn't
We can
something.
manipulate that. The trick
This
is
is-
getting it black and all the profile to come through and everything. Yeah, at one.
Thankfully is something I got to see. There's a lot of crazy shit that you go off that you hear.
Is
that
this
someone got
is this in the States or in Colombia or how?
Canada, actually.
that?
I don't want to give too much away, like I'm saying.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Yeah. Canadian J named this guy's garden. He called it the ISS, like International Space Station,
Got
but
it.
he called it the the Indica Sativa Station.
Awesome.
And I'm bringing it back to the aquaponic conversation that we had, because he's a dual zone aquaponic grower, but he had the Colombian black, a prospect that I
The
really
only
would like
thing-
to see if he could get on Eagle's channel.
The first thing I'd be curious of is how he's getting it to maturity like that in a northern climate for sure. So he must be manipulating already indoors. I'm assuming this is
Indoors.
okay.
It's-
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Mhm. And he actually used chain link, like normal chain link fence for
The
trellis.
hold to make a fence, to make a cage for it and shit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see it. Did he get it to come out black or did he get like deep tones in it?
That so much I didn't get to see detailed finished, like
I've gotten a Kush to
pictures.
finish black. I can show you guys at some point, and it's fucking gorgeous. It's the weirdest looking shit. It literally turns yellow and black. I've only had it happen. I don't know if you guys remember who Reeferman was, and you know what I mean. I hate he was connected to a lot of shit, man. I don't know where he got his genetics, but
He had a couple of those crazy sativas, the Black Sea.
yeah, but he also got a hold of that Afghan black or whatever, man. His lines, I don't know where his genetics came from, and I'm pretty sure he was connected to Canadian also. Just what his stuff was, it's just like, man, how'd you get that? That had to come from Canada because it wasn't European crosses he was doing. It was really unique stuff. Reeferman was an interesting individual, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back in my Google Hangouts and see if I can message this aquaponic grower, because he would really be I don't know how much he would be into doing an episode for Eagle, but regardless of
I
that,
would love to talk to him about getting Colombian to actually turn out like that because I think I have an idea why it does it. And it was weird that it happened when it happened. I got it to do it on a Bubba O Kush. I'll tell you guys that much. So it's a line that we all know. Okay, we all know what OG is and we know what Bubba is. Okay, so Motor Rebel back in the day did a Bubba Ogres hybrid when it was first coming out and everybody was into the OG and the Bubba, and it was just fucking.
Was that like in the 2006, 2007?
Easily, you bet. And so we got a hold of those from Motor Rebel, and me and other people have been working Bubba O Kush for fucking like a decade now. I'm sending some into Eagle. I'm gonna try to get him an overnight pack.
Okay, because I definitely had that flavor run through. Bubba OG definitely came through.
Yellow leaves on the finish, like completely. For this one, are you talking about? Does it get dark? Super dark?
Okay, so here's the thing. When I ran them the first time, I got a I won't even get into that. The thing with them it's still an open pool. That ogre is still in there. When I stopped at the F2s or something, I had a couple really beautiful plants. I had, I think, P98. And so what I did is I ran the Bubba O Kush from Motor Rebel and I back crossed to the P98. And I just made more of them because I'm like, I have the P98. I know it's hard. I know it has something to give no matter what's already in Motor Rebel because I don't trust breeders. you get seeds and they say it's one thing, and I did run them and they did look all like Bubba and OG. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know what I mean? But sometimes you get shit and it's like, this don't look like Kush's Afghans, or I'm not doing that.
You
So
gotta know how
they were
legit they are, man.
They were legit. And so I put them back to the Bubba, and those made the F2s or whatever. And then I sent them overseas to a guy named Organic Herbalist, and he did F3s. And I think I sent some to Motor Rebel, but I didn't touch them again. And then I lost my seed stock and I wanted them back. Then I got them back a couple of years ago and I made the new batch that I have now. And I showed everybody the whole, even as I did the work. I don't know if I showed, yeah, I think I pretty much showed all of it. And the big old bold leaf, I mean, you'll see it. It's, you can't miss it. And so, but anyway, in that pool still are mint bubbas, are earthy bub, or just earthy cushes, mint cushes, coffee cushes in there. See what I'm saying? When I ran the Bubba O cushes just to see what our organic herbalist had done, he kind of went back to the pool instead of isolating for earthy OG, incense, hash, or Bubba coffee, which are very pronounced, and he kind of threw it back in the pool where I was trying to push for the Bubba coffee, because everybody, I think that's what they key into with Bubba, where OG has got a great high, but it's a lot more earthy, and there's too many conceptions of OG. You just never know whose OG is real and what you're going to get. So at least we know what Bubba is. It's Bubba Kush, and it's coffee, and it is Kush. So that's at least that. And you can't.
What's Bubba Haze?
Oh, I don't know, but if you put a haze in there, you're definitely putting two polar opposites together to start. So it wouldn't. Bubba Haze.
Yeah, because a friend of mine gave me a cutting of something he called Bubba Haze, and it's a very pretty plant,
Okay.
and it smells really good. I just cut it down, so I'll give you a review on it.
Does it look like a haze, or does it look like a Bubba, or does it look like it's caught in between?
I'm very rookie at this here.
Okay.
I was just a consumer. I have only been growing for a little over a year, so as far as knowing what crap looks like and and names and all that was just not my forte back then.
And it was given to you as a cutting?
It was given to me as a
So
cutting.
it's an isolated, so he knows what he gave you, which is good. You're not doing any selection. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, that's what he said. That one there was a Bubba Haze. The other one was a Tangerland. And
nice.
Yeah, so and they both produce some very nice smells coming out of them. Very fruity on the Tangerland.
The haze, I get, there'd be a cool effect profile change there for Bubba, because Bubba, I think, to me, is very kind of one note, if not just very body oriented. It's not very, you don't get really high off of Bubba, you get a nice effect, but it's just kind of mellow and nothing too strong or anything.
Well, that depends. I mean,
people like Bubba's flavor profile than the actual overall power of Bubba Kush. To me, it's not very strong.
No.
So that must have been Bubba Kush mixed with a haze.
So yeah, somebody bred a Bubba Kush and a haze together, which haze is very up head profile. It's a sativa. Okay, so but the idea, because just so we know, you can take an indica very quick and harvest it early and get a very forward motivated up profile from an indica. Just like you can take a sativa and take it long, and you'll get a lethargic kind of stoned profile from a sativa. The same sativa that might be racy if you took it weeks earlier, or just forced its flower, or just made it grow at like a pace that it wasn't quite used to, because it's a sativa. Or it's just a Thai that wants to go real long, but you took it even to 12 weeks and thinking that was long, and which it's not for a Thai. And it comes out racy like C99. I can't smoke C99 because it's like fucking doing good coke. It's like, fucking, why am I fucking feeling like I just drank a fucking 12 pack of fucking soda after doing bong hit?
Yeah, my C99.
Yeah,
my C99 blueberry.
And if that does that to you, it's C99.
My C99 blueberry. I could not. I couldn't sleep on that.
Oh hell no! I can't even
it was,
on it, let alone, I can't smoke C99 at all. It's really good.
I noticed there was many a times where I'd take a hit before I go to bed, and I'd lay down and shit, I'd have to sit back up and walk around a minute because I started racing up, you know.
You know, those are the strains that I was talking about. Those, and I thought it was Genius this whole time. I don't know if it's Apollo
Yeah.
derived.
No, I think
strain.
you're right. I think it's Genius and everything
What
came
is it?
from
Genius?
Princess
That-
99 and all of it.
It's
Yeah.
okay. So Princess and
Grim.
Genius are two phenotypes of seeds that Brothers Grimm
Yeah.
originally
Brothers Grimm.
came. And I think someone can figure this out. I think it's a Durban Tide Jack.
Wouldn't
Jack
surprise
Herrera,
whatever.
Jim
Yeah,
Durban.
that wouldn't surprise. That makes sense. Like
Cinderella.
wise, that makes sense.
Dude, it's
Okay.
it's like Subcool says Vortex is LSD. It's acid.
Okay, now I ran Vortex, like early release of his stuff on that, which was an Apollo 13.
Yep, Apollo 13 Space Queen.
Dude, that was some good fucking bud.
Yeah,
But
that's
I mean,
the
I
reason
get
why
why
we're all
it's called
talking right now.
spacey things is because he fucking had his finger on some really good genetics too, man. Subby was an interesting cat, man. I got some respect for Subby. He got,
And, that cleansed my palate of a period in time where I was basically trying. I probably got to try 100 strains over a 2-year period of time, and that Vortex.
Oh, dude, I ran Space Queen,
clear
I ran
cut
the
through
Danny
all of
Boy,
that.
and that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
Vortex is
Okay,
fun.
yeah, I can say that about at least 3 of his lines. Okay, and I get what you mean by cutting through things. That's one thing I think we
That's
all
true.
look for, even whether we get burned out on what we smoke or not. You're always looking for that thing that just fucking cuts through everything, no matter
How
what.
fucked up? Hey, how fucked up am I for fucking crossing a Gorilla Glue with some fucking shit? You know, like, like.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
what
I
you're
do
trying
have
to
reason
accomplish.
for it. I do have reason for them.
Yeah,
So.
if you got a good cause behind it, that's kind of the idea.
And I'd like, and you know, the whole thing is like, dude, I'd love. Hold on one second.
Real quick on the TGA note, those early, I even said that I think in my, or maybe I didn't in mine, but Space Queen, being it was C99 Romulan and like real Romulan and space, this is Vic High's work. That's not Subby, but I think Subby was Vortex for sure. And I don't know who did Danny Boy or I wanted to talk to anybody, you guys that knew Subby well enough to know the backstory of Danny Boy, because I grew that shit and it was fucking phenomenal. Like I punched myself for not taking that cutting of that fucking one that I ran, I mean, like, oh, we didn't clone that shit. Fuck off.
Yeah, that
The
sucks.
Vortex we ran was really in particular, and it made me understand Apollo lines. Like it was the one, because I also did Spice Brothers Apollo shit, which were rips of Brother Grimm's, and it wasn't very good Apollo stuff at all compared to Subby's. But his Space Queen Romulan pheno that I isolated was fucking so good. It was crazy, and it wasn't C99 because I couldn't smoke C99.
Yeah.
I don't know what the backstory with Danny Boy. I think it's a taco Apollo or something. Whatever made the backstory on Danny Boy is, but that
I wish we could find someone with the treasure trove of the taco, the conquistador.
The conquistador, because I was hunting Ortega. This is the way that I play into all this. This is when, in a time when I was hunting Ortega, and I had found a back door to conquistador through LUI because I was hunting Ortega through LUI.
You want to talk about strains that people wish they could grow for production? The conquistador is the biggest cola strain I've ever seen.
I got one. Wait till if you do. Let me get to the Ortega. Dude, the Ortega's got to be related, if not a fucking direct relation, because the way it grows is just a missile. It's fucking. I've grown it, dude. Yeah, we definitely got something you could try that's so up that alley. Like if Jim Ortega was available, I would send this to him and be like, just try it and tell me if it's close, because I think he'd be like, you got it. You got something close. You got something real fucking close, because it's so acrid and jaggy and. Wait till you see the foliage. I got footage of this. We'll definitely discuss it in detail. So, I mean, it's just, the foliage is even interesting because it's not Kush and it's not the standard Afghan. And then, you get into Hawaiians, and that's why I think Eagle was talking about 3, trifoliates and 3-bladed, expression, which I can't, like, I feel 5 is the minimum. We need to start at 5 for a plant to even show basic expression.
Is that where the webbed leaf supposedly comes from?
The web leaf is I don't know. And like I said, that's a 5 joined with 2 that are webbed. So it is 5 leaves, but 2 of them are webbed together, making it look like a 3-piece leaf, but a true web. And that's a weird phenol. I've run the web, the Kahili web, and I ran duck's foot, Wally Duck's old duck's foot. I don't know if you guys have ever, we can talk about those lines, and everybody's like, yeah.
Isn't that weird that those Oceania, that Hawaiian, that Australian, they make those
Okay, I think it was
those
well,
foot,
Hawaiian.
those webs.
See, and I watched you, Red Pill. I know you're like kind of the brain, it gets me in it. You're the guy that's gonna really get into these details, and I dig that, man. So I do feel that it originated in Australia and was taken, because Hawaii is like the Galapagos of time, unfortunately. There's so much work that was done, so many great varieties and all this and that. Everything that goes there, whether it was bred there or not, and became something. If it stays there, it just becomes Hawaiian again anyway. If it gets created there and gets some of that and then leaves again and kind of can take some of that, like the Puna butters or the Maui Wowie Hawaiian skunks that we did get to try, and the Kona golds, which I think is just, if you took a gold to the islands, what would you get? You take it to the fucking island of Kona, you got a fucking in gold or a Oaxacan gold.
I write off my uncle.
I don't know.
I write off my uncle as crazy. Me and my uncle don't get along that well, but he's of the era of that.
Crazy uncle.
He raves like the way I would rave about Vortex or Kosher Kush or something like that. He raves about the Puna butter.
Oh, dude,
to him, that's the
purple
best.
butters.
Dude,
It's a Puna butters offshoot, dude, and it's for real. We're talking. That pot is literally, at one point I got it to taste like Fruity Pebbles with like roasted chestnuts or hazelnuts. Dude, there's nothing like it. The butter term is this creamy, buttery tone that's in it that just makes you want to keep going back. It's fucking so good. It's rich. And then the high is Hawaiian. It's Hawaiian. There's just, I don't know how to explain that. I mean, I focused on Hawaiian for a while. And that's why, because I did grow the Maui Wowie skunk, which was really good skunk. But then I got the opportunity. Motor Rebel sent me this Purple Butters Harawana hybrid. And unfortunately, the Harawana did stick out a little bit, but I got a Purple Butters Pheno. And that was something, I'm like, wait a minute, what's this? And I could tell in the foliage, and then you smelled it and it was like, this smells fucking just incredible. And it's not the grape like Urkel grape or that grape that you get from like Granddaddy Purple or anything like that. It's not a purple grape in that aspect. I can't even explain it. But that
are you
was just
talking about the Ortega right now?
I've called
no. We got into a Puna conversation. We went off Ortega complete.
I was like,
call those terpenes.
I'm following. I got lost for a second too.
Yeah, no, he mentioned Puna for a minute.
Yeah,
dude.
I'll bring it around. The terpenes we're talking about, those purple terpenes, I call, this might not be, this is a generational gap, I think, but I call it Pokemon fruit snacks.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
Hard to understand and translate, but for a limited time, Fruit Snacks came out with a Pokemon edition, which was supposed to be like their Japanese flavoring, which is totally different than like American candy flavoring.
Yeah, I
right?
can imagine. Right.
So there's this weird ass certain Pokemon fruit snack that tastes exactly like really good fruity expressions of purple cannabis, not the woody, dark, masculine purple tones that
there's
weedy or herbaceous or something like that. I don't like that so much. I like the more fruities of that, but the oh man, I lost the Puna. I'm trying to bring it back to the Puna butter. My uncle, he's like a Vietnam era. He didn't go there, but he was stationed in Hawaii. But he was he was dishonorably discharged for cocaine. So he was definitely into the drug.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So that's, I mean, I believe him now, especially with as many people. There's like references are like, okay, yeah, Pooner butter is definitely a real thing.
Right, right, yeah. Because even some of the stories I've heard from people, like, it's not that they're believable or not. Like you're saying, when some people are crazy, they just have a fucking hard life and they've lost their shit and they're not coming back from that. And they're just spouting off something, but there's relevance in some people's stories. That's for fucking sure.
I love it, dude.
So
Yeah.
normal.
I only hope
On-
that someday, I really hope somewhere like where I'm at here in Wisconsin, there's some vestige of one place where some old hippie still got his viable seeds that he can germinate. He's been
Oh,
collecting for 70, 80,
Dude.
90s.
I got them.
you got a jar
Let's do it, Johnny.
from some, because like my dad, my best friend's
From
dad
the 80s.
he used to have a jar, pickle jars full of seeds, but he burned his house down. And yeah, and even
Yeah,
then,
I have not had any luck getting these babies to pop either.
yeah, germination's going to be an issue. Anything over like 20 years, if they weren't stored even half properly, that's going to be.
Oh, they weren't stored properly. No, they were in a shoebox.
Yeah, I've had ones
inside other boxes, you know.
Oh,
that
right. I've had ones that gone back to 73. People have given me seeds. Like I said, I used to collect the most bizarre shit. And I've tried. I have a weird like spring thaw method that's kind of a way to force a seed to almost jump out of a shell, even to a degree. And it's like it's like, faking a winter thaw into spring kind of thing. So you start almost at a frozen point with the seeds. But I've tried everything on seeds that literally go, like I said, 73 or 72, I think were the oldest seeds that I was given from somebody. And I don't think we got any of them to pop. And
well, hey, I got a question for you beyond that.
no,
Do you know the story of Trainwreck?
no, that's too way.
You don't.
Right. Yeah. And it seems like all I know, it's kind of the green crack thing, train wreck. These are very, I guess I didn't get, they were just things I weren't interested in because it sounded like they had lemon or very citrus profiles. And I think I told you guys that that's one of the most common things. And I avoid that because it's when you hunt through a lot of skunk lines, a lot of any kind of lines, haze lines, Afghan lines, lead lines, you'll notice that's the most common thing.
I'm right along there with you. I did that.
Yeah, so I just avoid them unless it's don't get me wrong. We did run like a lemon hash plant, and when it was combined with this one, we had this variety that we called lemon dust Kush that came out like it was like a pale ale beer with a hint of lime. And that was worth pursuing and working with. And there might have even been some Jack the Ripper or some shit in there.
Oh man.
This is when we were fucking with.
That's good.
I did run, I don't know if it was Jack's Cleaner. I think I ran Jack the Ripper back because that was about when I stopped running subby stuff because it started getting a little bit. He was working away from older lines and he was starting to get into stuff.
That's that lemon, like you said. I found that in a lot of shit.
Yeah. It's just what it is. You can't get away from it because we might be getting hybrids or polyhybrids,
but
I don't remember whether it had a lemon flavor or not.
The train wreck I threw out there for Eagle because of the pinene. Actually, I didn't get any lemon at all from Trainwreck. I got pure pinene. That
I've just haven't had enough of it or know enough about it to say anything. And it just got, like I said, it was almost like the green crack rush when that happened, which to me just sounds like old good green skunk.
That's what I was gonna
like
say.
Old green skunk comes back and all of a sudden people are like, this is different. It's like
I luckily had a connect close enough to where green crack was coming from. And if anyone follows cannabis legalization news, a couple of streams ago, they went over the etymology of where green crack supposedly came from. And they actually had the original breeder correct, which I was surprised by. But then it spun off into this thing like Snoop Dogg was smoking it and said it was so strong of a sativa effect, it made it feel like he was smoking crack or something like that.
Oh, see, that's fucked up.
I know it, and I actually know they're actual real.
That's kind of fucked up.
I know the real
There's a lot of
story.
implications going on. That's
The real story of why it's called green crack is because the person that bred it was handing it out to people, and they'd come back to them so fast. They'd be like,
okay,
"I
which is
smoked all
fair.
that weed.
Yeah.
I
That's
smoked all
fair.
that weed.
Yeah.
Can I get some more?"
Yeah, so that, and I get that. The haze,
Yeah.
that's almost how people act on certain bud in general. When it's that good, oh yeah, they're coming back for it. You bet. Probably.
So
Just
that's
to
what he
keep
calls it.
smoking it,
This is
smoking it
green
too.
crack.
Doesn't matter the
because
name or nothing.
Yeah.
If they like it and it works, they will fucking definitely be back.
This shit, I can only smoke fucking so much of them. Like, you know.
Yeah. Well, and
By the way, with green crack, most dispensaries I had in Colorado, they do not have the green crack that I had. By
and
the
then there's that. Yeah, that's kind of the blue dream drama.
Oh man. Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to have green crack from the breeder.
Hey, have you guys?
Yeah.
I'm new to the seed making thing and then making fucking around with that shit. But have you ever taken a seed right off the plant and put it right in the soil?
Yeah, you bet. It can fall out of the plant, land in your soil, and start growing next to it, like literally
Yeah, it
before
works.
you get it out of bloom.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, I've had that.
They'll sprout. Yeah, if there's too much moisture,
Right away.
they'll sprout in the fucking little cocoon, or if they kind of
Yeah.
fallen out of the
Squeeze
cocoon
it, yeah.
into season 2 moist or something. Yeah, I've seen one like sprout right in the fucking thing and then just
Yeah.
fall out or just get stuck in there.
I know they fall down
That's
naturally.
true.
I'm not dumb, but I'm just saying, like while it's still fucking going, like while it's still going, it's like I took one off and I put it in there and it's going, and I'm like, wow, that's cool.
Did it start growing or yeah? No?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Did you hear, Normal? I threw some seeds out into the sand, watered it. I didn't do that on purpose. I put the seeds out there for a bird. It didn't eat it.
Right.
But I just left them out there, and I didn't even think about it. And I watered that area because it's where my raised bed's going to be. I got a bunch of sprouts out there just from those beans.
Yeah.
And it's just plain sand. That's all it is, just desert sand. It's not even.
It's super aerated. I mean, sand is sand, but I mean, water rips right through it, so you're basically doing hydro. This is what you do.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
You're doing hydro, whether you realize it or not. The only problem with sand, it's very heavy and it compacts. It does compact. As soon as you moisten.
Oh yeah, this stuff will concrete.
It'll suffocate. That's the only problem.
Johnny,
other aerating agents in there.
What kind of pests do you have the main issues outdoors there with your? Do you do outdoor there for a short period or?
Well, actually, I've got one out there right now. I put it out there, and as a matter of fact, it should be coming down probably the 3rd or something like that of next month.
Cool.
But it's been out there for I got one outdoor right now.
How's she doing?
She's doing really good.
Sweet.
She's not as bulky and thick as these guys inside, but man, does she have a unique smell because she's a clone.
Yeah.
So I know exactly how they grow inside.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious to see what she does outside. Right now, she's just starting to get some pistils.
The one.
Hey, you're still cool.
So the flow I did indoor compared to outdoor, right? The one outdoor,
but
I had to
Frosty,
give it 4 more weeks.
Frosty's sticky, yeah.
Outdoors. So I don't know. It was crazy. I'm in Michigan though. It's totally different.
Well, yeah, I'm up in Vegas.
In general. Yeah, outdoors tricky in general. So you guys definitely got your work cut out for you.
Well, I don't know what it's gonna do. I've never grown anything outdoor. Matter of fact, this is the only thing I've ever really grown.
Yeah.
Is this.
Oh, okay.
Watch out for rabbits and deer and shit too, or any neighbors that might smoke weed and identify what's happening.
Well, I know my next door neighbor's a smoker. They've already seen it. I showed it to them.
Yeah, they're cool.
And, yeah, they're good with it. But as far as I've walked around my place and nobody can see it, but my goodness, you could smell it.
Hey,
I've
Johnny.
been to rabbits and deer. Yeah, I just got to watch it. Rabbits will
Well,
eat stock.
there's no deer. There's some
No,
there are some rabbits that are around, but they've been pretty much trapped out of our park.
It's free fertilizer.
yeah,
that
it's
is,
great,
yeah.
but they eat the stalks. Like rabbits are definitely an issue.
Yeah, it'll be chopped down in a second.
Scrub, yeah. But the
Yeah, that's
bigger
good
they are,
water.
they're all right. When they get big, and won't chew all the way through. But a young plant, a rabbit will eat that like it's nothing.
Yeah, you leave them enough cover. You got enough cover crop or anything like that. They'll eat that before the.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's
companion
no,
cover.
there's nothing like that. I got cinder blocks around it with some square tomato cages that I put together and made a basically kind of like a little greenhouse with an airflow mesh top on the top, so it flows through.
You know what this
the
is?
air.
You know what the variety is? You said it's a clone of something.
Yeah, it's Gondog Mimosa,
Okay, yeah, I have no idea.
and it's
Red
got a very
pill.
Yes.
You gonna wrap her up?
Wrap her up. You want me to take over?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Just because you
I was ready
know
to
how
go
to
like
run the reins.
a half an hour ago, right? Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I can
But
handle
if
it.
you,
I'm actually
all right,
I'm with you guys for a little bit. I'm gonna do a dab
All right, guys.
here for about
Let's
a
hang
minute.
out. Let's all do dabs. Let's hang out together a little bit
All right,
longer.
Eagle.
I got to drop out. I got to get some rest for the 420 episode. But you guys are welcome to hang until you don't want to hang. And Red Pill hung it up last time, so he knows the routine. Johnny, you got to get used to the routine, so I can pass it over to you one night as well. But you guys got this. I love you guys.
All right.
You guys
Appreciate
know the
you, man.
deal.
Brandon.
Do
All right,
something
bye.
nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness. I'll see you guys tonight. 420 episode starts at 12 o'clock tonight. Kicks off 12 o'clock
Right
to
on.
12 o'clock. 420. We'll be rolling all day. So I look forward
Looking
to seeing
forward.
you guys. Have a good day.
Fuck yeah.
All right,
I'm
bye.
out.
Rest
Have
easy,
a good
man.
one.
Peace
Yeah.
out.
Later, you go.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Man. Yeah, thanks,
All right.
Eagle.
Let's keep this rolling. If everyone just wants to keep up, picking up where we left
I
off,
need
go
one of
on.
those fucking things, that electric shit. That electric dabber, man. Those can come in handy, man. If you're
This is gonna fuck me up.
I can't understand you right now.
This is gonna
Give
fuck
it
me
to me.
out. For sure.
Yeah.
I'm into all those devices. You know what I mean?
An
Oh
email.
man.
An
Me
email.
too.
Dude, they're only like $80 now. If you don't have an email and like them, definitely could get one. I got that on Amazon for like $80.
Oh wow.
Oops, sorry guys.
That's rad.
I guess my whatever tendency to not want to give in to change kicks in with that, and I'm a torch guy all the way right now, at least.
Don't get me wrong. I got a nectar collector too.
I will defend that I do not
Yeah,
look
that's
like
way
a
old
drug addict.
school.
Come on. And then I got like
I
a
don't give a
can
shit.
cartridges.
Carbon
Where's
monoxide.
my
What's
copper
up?
pipe, man?
I even emptied some oil from a cartridge because it smokes shitty in the cartridge, but it actually dabs pretty good. So I don't know if you guys have had those issues with cartridges, but I've noticed lately, like,
I don't dab cartridges.
yeah, that's what I mean. There's something, and I know it's weird, but I spent the money on it, and it's actually really good shit in general, which, I mean, it is Cookie Fam or Jungle Boy shit or whatever. But I mean, the terps are phenomenal, and some of the effects are really good. But I can't do the cartridges. I don't know if that's kind of what you're getting at. What do you got there? Back it up just a little bit. Yeah, you got that's kind of what I got. The nectar collector.
Look
Is that
at
all
the
the
puddle
in
in there.
Yeah, you got a bunch of recycle in there. Is that liquid?
No, that's just straight up reclaim.
Yeah, I got a little bit. Yeah, mine's not that bad.
I don't know what to do, man. It's like I know I can just blow it out, but
Yeah, well, soak it in alcohol and yeah, just get, I mean, but that's not hindering our effects though. Like I think I was talking about the bong thing the other night.
yeah.
Resin. Yeah,
You
that,
know, when
that
you
this
said
doesn't
that,
hinder it like that. Yeah. What's
when you
that?
said that, I immediately went and cleaned my ball.
What about the honey
It's
badger?
really, I
What
mean,
about the honey
it's
badger?
so stupid, but I mean, I had somebody do that with me and I don't smoke a lot. And I think that's because of just it gets me high, man. I just don't need that much. I mean, it fucking kicks that dab will fuck me up. And the
Yeah.
flower I
I-
smoked,
I put it to the test, and
high.
it was for real, man. I got higher after I cleaned it.
Yeah, I mean, that simple.
It wasn't that dirty, but it had enough in there
Just a
to do
little
what you were
bit.
talking about.
Yeah,
Right.
it really does, man. And that's what kind of.
And I didn't even think about that. You know, I had clean water and everything, but my stem had a little bit of something down in there.
And that's what I
And
usually
it's,
do is when I have a down
yeah,
stem, like you're
and it's
talking,
a glass.
clean that a
It's,
lot. Yep, constantly.
yeah, it's the
keep that
glass
down
stem. So
stem.
now I'm
Look at
gonna
how
every time
fucked
I
up
pour
this
out the
is.
water.
She told me.
Oh gosh.
Back it up.
Okay,
a
I'm
little
gonna.
bit. Are those globs in there?
Yeah.
Are there globs in there? Damn.
Yeah.
Sure.
Isn't that fucked up? And there's
Yeah.
and that one is like, dude, it takes literally hours and hours and hours to clean.
Because it's all intricate. Oh yeah, dude, I've smoked out some really pretty pieces, and that's yeah. I like to buy pieces that are a little bit more simple now because
Yeah, yeah, I like the
it got
beaker
too
bomb.
complicated for a minute, where it's like really, and you don't smoke flowers out of those. You never get ash and shit out of there.
No,
Piece of weed or something.
yeah, it's hard enough to get the other shit out of there, you know.
Yeah,
I
that's
found, you know what I found to be my friend is oil, vegetable oil, like
yeah. It
not in,
binds with it.
not for bongs.
It combined with it.
I haven't tried it with bongs. Maybe with salt, like big grains of salt in oil, maybe in water, but I don't. I haven't tried it, so I'm not gonna say.
To clean them.
No, what I do is whenever I'm done trimming or working, and I got sticky fingers, you know, I
Yeah.
get some vegetable, just a cap full of vegetable oil.
Yeah.
I either dab my fingers in it and
Yeah.
a paper towel too,
The reason
and
why
rub
that
it.
works is
Just
'cause
rub it, you know.
the oils from the not the terps, but the sugars and the
Yeah.
oils that are stuck on your fingers bind with the olive oil or the vegetable oil, and which is easier to come off. I use butter.
Way better, and it
I
leaves
use
your
butter.
fingers feeling good, you know.
Yeah, I just use butter.
Yeah, butter. Yeah,
I just use a little bit of butter.
yeah. There you
Because
go.
what happens if you get what you're talking about is when you use soap and you get under the faucet, it warms up, it just coats it even more. It just spreads it out.
Yeah,
It doesn't it doesn't bond with anything to take it off of your finger. And that's where the oil comes in, because the vegetable oil or butter, which has milk fats, it bonds with that. And so now there's something for it attached to, which helps it come off your finger. Because, dude, otherwise, like Earl, when we blast that and you get some Earl on you, oh my God, that shit's almost as bad.
well, I use
Sticky, super sticky.
I think it's better to use like vegetable oil or whatever oil,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
just
saying.
oil in general.
Bonds, yeah, just something that bonds with it to help get it off your finger.
Yeah, instead of trying to use a surfactant that's gonna like dissolve it or something like that, you're just gonna hurt your skin, you know, over time.
Exactly, you're gonna irritate your shit trying to get it off.
And I've done it.
Yeah.
Everybody's done it where they've got these little nooks and crannies where their fingers are solid and it turns white and you're like, God damn it, you know.
You know what? Okay, the
Try
worst
enough.
when you get into like not bulk trimming, but I don't know if this happened to you guys, but it's so sticky that it pulls the skin away from your fingernail, and you get like this little raw shit on your finger. Because I don't know how to explain it.
I've been
I
thinking.
haven't worked with that much material before.
Yeah, it pulls your. Oh fuck! It's.
I've been thinking I've been going crazy because you guys see me with this giant slab of batter in front of me.
Oh, let me see it.
Oh, it's gone. I literally just finished. I have to pull out a new one. I got.
Oh, is that what you were just saying? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I got some crumble.
Okay, so previous
or something.
Previous to me dabbing the entirety of a slab like some kind of fiend that I am for THC, whatever. I got glaucoma. It's medicine. Previous to me doing that, I had the slab sitting out. Well,
I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah,
Talkin.
you know what? That looks nice.
That's the Raspberry Waltz number 3, the Urkel dominant one.
Dude, I was gonna say that kind of looks like it reminds me of a Quirkle kind of look to it, you
sorry.
know?
Yeah, Corkel's an Urkel hybrid too, dude. I know
Yeah.
that for a fact. Yeah.
Dude, I was like, that looks like a Quirkle, like kind of.
You'd be like, man, this is familiar.
That looks beautiful, man.
It was just a strange thing, but what I was gonna say is, I have the tendency of this shatter flaking apart and getting stuck to my fingers, and
Easily.
I actually don't sense it or notice it for times, and for like maybe hours or like much
Right.
of the day.
Because it just
And I
sits
peel
there
it off. I eventually find it and peel it off, and
and
it peels
smoke it.
off a layer of skin.
Oh
like you're
no,
talking about.
it bonds with you. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
You'll find chunks of it like stuck to shit or in my hair or just like on my pants, because if you wash it, what happens is
Yes.
on your pants and
That's
you
what I
wash
mean.
it,
I sit up
kind of
from
soaks into
places.
your
I'll like
clothes,
sit.
fucking
I'll like
hair goes away. Dude, it's some fucked up shit.
I'll stand up. I was literally like sit up. There's 2 instances where this has happened. One to one extreme, but it pure, randomly once in a while I'll sit up and I'll hear like a little suction
That's
sound.
bad.
I'm like, oh,
Cloth,
I
tearing
sat.
cloth.
Yeah, I literally just sat on a piece of shatter and my butt was stuck to the fucking cushion.
Literally glued.
Where I literally pressed rosin one time and it was really good. I had San Fernando Valley OG and I had Bubba Kush. And the San Fernando Valley OG pressed out and it was a little bit more saucy, a little bit more liquidy, where it was still it had a tendency to stay attached to the paper a little bit more. I wanted to stick on to the parchment a little bit more.
Yeah, I've noticed some of
Whereas-
them are, they don't like even a silicone pad. Like
Yeah.
it's like if you don't get it cold and snap it off, they don't want it. Doesn't want to.
Well, the Bubba Kush was stable.
I'm out of here. I gotta go, guys. I'm tired.
I'm doing a
Johnny.
Yeah.
Talking to you, Johnny.
Yeah. I'll see you guys later. All right, man.
Thanks for
I'll talk
staying
to you
with
later.
us,
See you
Johnny.
guys tonight.
Till tonight.
Yeah.
You bet.
See you later.
Horse
Right.
money.
Rest easy, man.
Does it say 6:11 right now?
It probably does.
I know it's
Dude, I'm telling you.
5 o'clock here, man. Yeah.
It's crazy. This fucking sugar.
My eyes burn.
Well,
Yeah, I'm done too, man. I'm out. Or I'm gonna do this dab and then I'm done.
yeah, I just hit that last one.
I got a little bit of a bowl I'm smoking and I got some nugs broken up.
Cool. But I'm glad I got this thing figured out. That was a concern. Here, actually, while we're here and no one's doing nothing, let me see if I can do this real quick. All right, so this is what do you still just see me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you see now? Nothing?
Nothing, because
Oh,
I probably
wait.
wait a second.
Wait.
I do. Yes.
Okay, we're on my screen.
Yep.
We're good.
We're good. We see everything that you're seeing on your screen, just to let you know.
Perfect.
This is just cool. It's kind of weird.
Perfect. This is my database.
Cool.
This is for real. Yeah. You can see, okay, now I'm going to run a movie. I want to see if you guys can, if this is, nope. I build my own PCs, man. I've been around long enough to know how this works to a degree.
Nice.
This reminds me of.
Hold on one sec. Okay, so this is not even too right back there. So you can see my pointer and everything, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. That's the Bubba O in the corner.
You see it hook her up like that. That's too much nitrogen already backed off.
Yeah, we'll be able to get in some really good topics, man. That's the grass skirt, Island Sweet Skunk grass skirt. The other one had too much nitrogen. But at the end of this here, I showed the Ortega. This is a throwback plant that I have. That's one of the hash plant forms, that missile one, that's definitely it. And this
Yeah.
is one of the Ortega phenos, and that's the Bubba O. And the difference in how they can still be wide bladed, but very different in that form. You can see it. I mean, it's that simple. It's definitely, nowhere near sativas, but cool. That worked. You guys can see the shit and everything.
Yeah.
Perfect. Beautiful. Awesome. All right. So yeah, I literally have decades of this kind of information.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank God.
it's pretty disgusting, dude. Like literally, like I'm bad. I'm really, really bad.
You don't know what
All the catalogs, everything, dude.
Oh.
I documented everything. It's fucking endless. I'm telling you.
I didn't document every. I did, but I didn't. The
Everything.
things I documented on are on things that are unretrievable. I can't get.
But anything helps to a degree. But yeah. All right, perfect. Well, works out wonderfully. But yeah, there's so much information. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Hey, there's Colombian gold, at least one of them. And that's very, very kind of what we're looking for. I think this guy got a little dark in the later, and that's why it's darker here and lighter here. But it's indoors.
Dude, I got one. Hey, I got one. Not a. You're probably gonna hate me for this. I don't know exactly.
Right, it worked.
But it's a 15. It's a 15 weeker.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. And that's
it looks like that, but it's starting to have some kind of deficiencies, and I don't know if it's because I didn't talk about it.
On the back end, it's usually always potassium, phosphorus, because if it didn't eat all its nitrogen, then it's going to start re-vegging or starting new growth because it's just looking for food. But if it's not looking for food and it's resonated and looks like it's finishing normal, just kind of hungry still, hit it with something that's got phosphorus and potassium.
Dude, it's still like middle for
it. Go heavy phosphorus, or at least not heavy, but something that's going to get maybe some carbs, some type of sugars for it.
Yeah, I've been giving it some potato water and shit like that.
I do silica just to help. I don't know. There's kind of this. I mean, sulfur is good mid to late additive.
Yeah, it's the hungriest one out of all of them. It's the only one that has anything wrong with it.
Yeah. If it's still got some green on it, then just keep pushing phosphorus. And even tip burn, people say, oh, you're frying the tips. Frying the tips is just let you know that's as much as it can take, but you can push up until you see fried tips. If your tips aren't fried, fucking go ahead and push your numbers a little bit. Push your phosphorus and potassium levels.
I do organic, but with that one, I might have to.
Yeah, that'll make it.
I might have to do something with that one.
Foliar, possibly.
No, it's too late for that.
Yeah, because it's going to be slow uptake. Yeah, something that's going to react that quick. Yeah, that's going to be.
I got this. So I've been using this. I just ran out like a week ago, and I think that I need to hit it 2 times a week for it. And
yeah, you bet.
It's this raw NPK. I've been using that.
Yep.
And that shit's fucking awesome.
You're mixing your own formula?
Well, I could do that. I guess I have the stuff. I just don't know. Hold on 1 second.
This could be a long conversation, man. I mean, because if you're
I do appreciate brands that I went through the the process of, instead of having a whatever commercial / industrial / horticultural grade fertilizer, they went past that, and they're more towards the research / analytical grade. They purified their things where you're not getting stupid ass residual fucking non-dissolvable shit
by the end.
Yeah, it's stuff I don't mind laying around in the soil. after.
I've done bioorganic is kind of I'm not doing a hydro clean and I'm not doing a heavy soil. I kind of like this space in between.
Mhm.
But I feed my plants everything that they're getting, even though I start in amended soil mix. But I control the back end.
Yeah.
This isn't a shout out for either brand, but Floraflex plus Ramo Newts to me would almost be complete because you use the Floraflex as the base. The
You say
supplementary.
Remo, like Remo the grower?
Yeah, Ramo Newts.
One more time.
Ramo.
R-E-M-O, Remo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
So especially where it becomes his velo.
What about organic? Does Kyle Cushman have any, or Remo even? Does he have like a late flowering organic solution?
Yeah, the Astro flower, which is basically like his formulation of what Advanced Nutrients has is
would give you in packages that cost
I got some.
for a
I
great.
got some. Speaking of
15 of them.
0 double 10 from good old General Hydro. The leftover from not aqua.
I mean, I'm usually a super soil or amended soil guy, but if anyone knows, if I were to set up my own hydro setup would be with Floraflex and Ramo Nutrients. Okay, so
I did DWC.
So what would you pick up?
But
sorry, what would you?
Away, so I don't know.
I agree with the Floraflex 100%. It's so clean, and it's like my brother's running it too, and he's pumping shit out with these auto flowers. That is just something I've never seen before, and I've done autos more than him, and I'm just like, whoa, that's nice.
In his first run.
Yeah, well, first run with
lucky too, so I mean.
Yeah, and the thing is too, he's getting pretty lucky because he's doing DIY, and the setup he's doing is like this trough setup. It looks like something you do lettuce in, but a little bit bigger,
Dude, hydro and DWC and NFT, dude, it's so fast. And
it's a mix,
dialed,
dude.
Fucking unstoppable.
That's all he did for the first, like month and a half. Dude, it is. It's crazy. I don't know how he's gonna run out of room.
So he's using, keep up with it.
He's using 315s and 630s. So he's gonna run out of room because they're pretty low, He doesn't have the height.
That's how many sites he's got going.
He's got.
No, that's what you're saying. Each table or something.
Yeah, he's got.
Dude, I could show you. Yeah, we did like a 20 site, and I forget what the other one was. Yeah, we should talk more, man. Fuck, because the troughs and usually the problem, and I heard Red Pill say this, the pumps, when they heat the water, and that's where the bioorganic problems start, and fucking you get parasites.
Dude, Floraflex though,
bacteria and shit.
Floraflex is the bomb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you guys got solutions for that, man, I'd love to get back into it. Right now, I got fucking.
I was thinking about getting back into it just to pump out some Floraflex, man, honestly, because it just, I want to be able to be like, hey, here's what the potential of my fucking shit has to look like.
That's what my philosophy was that you were asking about is if I were going to set up a hydro setup, I would do Floraflex with Ramo Newts because Floraflex to me is the base Newts. And I would supplement with the Ramo.
What would you supplement with Ramo?
His Astro flower, maybe the Nature's Candy. But basically, I would delete the Ramo nutrients, base nutrients. The part A, part B type shit, because I'm already using the Floraflex. But I would supplement in veg what he has as velo kelp, which is just a bunch of B vitamins and amino acids. And then in flour, I would supplement with that Astro flower, which is just his formulation of where he originally started with advanced nutrients, and they have overdrive, Astro Flower or Astro Bloom, I can't remember what it's named, is. It's just Ramo's version of overdrive.
That stuff's bomb.
Yeah.
Overdrive with the I've seen to work the best, and you don't need the tarantula either or nothing. But I did a side by side overdrive with
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
what was it? Gosh, yeah.
I got like a process, a whole combinations of stuff that I use in there because Bud Swell is kind of like mid to late bloom. I use Bud Blaster for final, just like final finish. There's Bud, what is it, Beastie Bloom or something for Fox Farm that I've used for the swelling of the calyxes after bud set, and like cha-ching prior to bloom to get bud set and all that.
That cha-ching shit works, man.
Not cha-ching, Open Sesame. Yeah, cha-ching on the back.
Yeah, what was you have your Open Sesame is like the Bud Igniter.
Yeah, exactly. Bud Igniter, or even like Bud.
The Beastie
like Bud
Blooms.
Blood.
Yeah, the Beast and yeah, exactly. Bud Blood, and then the Beastie Blooms is like
I think he's like Bud Swell
in advanced nutrients.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. Beastie Bloom is a weird. It's like a 0.5530.
Yeah, the Beastie Blooms is like the big Bud
for
advanced nutrients, and then the Overdrive is your cha-ching.
Is the late, yeah. But now this is what I'm saying. Out of all those products, and that's what I'm saying, I've used them. Overdrive I'd used before cha-ching. I've been using cha-ching literally in the last couple of years and didn't see enough response from it to be like, am I really getting my money from it?
Okay.
So I went from cha-ching to Bud Blaster, which is actually from Supernatural Brands, and it's a salt. But
it sounds familiar, man. Is it blue?
I think it used to be, but it's like a white salt now. I think it used, and I always remembered it kind of being like a blue, but that's like Peter's. We're probably talking like Peter's or Miracle Grow looking shit.
Hey, Peter's, please, can you, as far as Peter goes, for the love of God, if Chad Westport is still in the chat right now, I'm not looking at chat, but earlier today there was a Future Cannabis Projects James Loud show where he did trivia, and he asked one of these questions like, what's the first nutrients that hydroponic growers were using for cannabis? And everyone was like, GH, and I'm like,
Peters 2020.
Yes, Peters, that's what I wrote first.
Peters 30-10-30-10 for blue.
Yes, well, I didn't know the exact
wasn't it something before Peters, or they changed the name of Peters?
Okay, so I technically wrote Peters 15-15-15. That's I didn't know the exact number.
I remember it as 2020. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, see, my same uncle, the same uncle that told me about Puna Butter, told me about Peters, and I don't know. I'm a late.
This is pre-Miracle Grow. No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we're pre-Miracle.
So please, for the love of God, and trivia's sake, if Chad Westport is there, if Peter of Future Cannabis Projects is there, does Peter and it's funny because it's Pete, right? Peter is does that predate GH? I thought it did.
Ooh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay, yeah.
I could probably tell you that. Yeah, pretty sure it does. GH goes back, man. I will get, because they've been around for a minute. But I think Peter, because like I said, we're talking a competitor to Scott's, which is another lawn. We're kind of talking lawn heating brands almost. So you have Peters.
NASA uses General Hydro, man.
It's turf, and now we're talking agriculture, not just pot, and it's that's the whole tomato farmer thing too, because you'll start to go down the tomato farmer thing. But
everything they want everything.
It was better than Miracle Grow. It was better than, because you could work with it a little bit more, I think, or something. I forget.
Yeah. Miracle Grow is versatile because, oh man, it's bad though. That stuff.
Anything
All
can
of it's
be
all
used.
of what we're talking about is
The
basically
argument, well, and yeah, you know, and there's other arguments too, because it's not what you're using, it's how it's used. But and then the arguments for organics is we've polluted things so much already, or we're just making so much pollution. It doesn't even matter if you're trying to use a pure soil or a pure element, it's already polluted already. So why are you focusing on these pures when it's all polluted? Or and there's a
yeah,
mentality.
but then you're walking on piles of trash on the side of the road already, and then
No, and I'm not even worried. That's not where I'm getting. What I'm saying is for my own, what works for me, and we should, you know, everybody should just do that and concentrate on what works for them,
oh
and
yeah.
and then figure it out from there instead of, you
Oh,
know.
I wasn't trying to. If I sounded like I was trying to direct you, I never am. It's always
No,
suggestions.
not at
from
all.
us.
But my method, I get the organic twist, and everybody wants everything to be natural, I guess is the idea.
Dude, you know what I was thinking?
Kind of feed it what it wants and communicate with the plant rather than just thinking that we can. You know, I think the idea of organics is some people consider it to be easy because you just amend your soil to in a certain way that it'll finish on itself. You just got to water it. That's great for the person that wants to do it.
Dude, I didn't even water it last year.
That's not what I like to do in cannabis. What did you say? You didn't even water it?
I didn't even water my outdoor last year.
You don't have to if you're in an area.
And I used the whole thing is I used the whole, I know why. It's because I used vermiculite. Because I used mushroom compost.
Cornfields. That's why we did cornfields, because they irrigated them. We didn't have to worry about watering. But
Mushroom compost plus being surrounded by 3 of the 5 Great Lakes.
Yeah, lots of moisture and like bogs. And
I threw down like
a lot of mushy.
60 pounds of oyster mushroom straw in the outdoor grow. I gave it to my brother this year. I'm helping him out a little bit. So some of the stuff I'm talking about is from there, but I gave him some of that stuff and oh yeah, the oyster mushroom straw and a bunch of like leftover scraps from my FAA, you know, fish amino acid stuff, which is basically a bunch of fish and brown sugar and a little bit of lactobacillus serum, you know. And had a good day, and we'll see how that goes. That was my re-amending. You know,
that's typically yeah, the shells, dude. That's a lot of really good shit too.
Dude, yeah. Oh man, and there's shells. I don't know how, but how do pulverized shells, you know, communicate? It to me, it's calcium. Just like communication.
I think it's calcium is what it comes down to. Yeah.
You're right. It has to leach off and.
Yeah, it's just a molecule. It's a calcium molecule when it comes.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm out, man. I'm crashing. You guys have burned me down. But very cool meeting you guys. Till next time. Till tomorrow. Till tonight.
For sure.
I hope you can pop in for 420.
Oh, dude, done. Yeah, guaranteed. You bet, man. I'm kind of just, you know, still working through what I'm going to do for summer here and trying to figure out where I'm going to go and try to get something done. So, but I got a couple weeks for anything happens, so I'll be dropping in quite a bit on you guys and bullshit.
Nice. All right. Well, maybe get a little bit of rest and then pop in a little 420 sesh.
You bet, man. Good meeting you guys. Till next time. Be cool.
For sure. You too, man. Later.
Peace out.
Ciao, ciao.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks, Eagle, for letting us go on. You know, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
And letting you take over. I can stay up for hours, so, but I should probably try to make myself go to sleep.
It's up to you. I could go for a little. I could pack another bowl and go for a little bit more. Or...
Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Oh man, I didn't have anything pulled up. What do I want to talk about? You got something that the conversation leaves off on?
Yeah.
Summer, you know, what about outdoor? What do you got going on for outdoor?
Oh, there's gonna be we're calling it Three Sisters OG, which I think it's a Chem's sister. OG Krauts, something like that. Don't know where I got it from. And another one is the Triple OG, the Burning Man. The
Yeah.
which to me is, I like it. It's like curry. It smells like curry and fuck like
Is
curry.
that exotic genetics cross?
Yeah.
Burning Man Triple OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Burning Man. It's Spirit in the Sky cross with Triple OG, but
And a Spirit in the Sky, does that have the purple peyote purple in it? We'd have to look it up on that. Okay,
yeah, I don't
so
even know. I don't even know.
peyote purple is a very overlooked strain, and it's more bag appeal than anything, and a lot of
Yeah.
people overlook it because it's only 11% THC.
Well, I'll tell you what. That Burning Man, a lot of people didn't like it because it doesn't really do too much for them, and I don't blame them. But I like the terp. I think the taste is funny, man. It's got a
Yeah.
funny taste to it, you know. I can appreciate it.
Yeah, I like that kind of shit. I'll sacrifice that because, like I said, if you can provide, if you're a caretaker for yourself, you can provide your own medicine.
Yeah.
You're already medicated off whatever it may be, right? So you can go off of the novelty, right? You can smoke a peyote purple for fun because you're already medicated on maybe say RSO or edibles or dabs or whatever else, right? So now what I think of that is for me, my situation where that would come in handy is people that I go on like family reunions with or shit like that. Or they don't want none of the weed that I like, they don't want.
They want
Because
wedding cake.
one hit off of a joint is gonna make them feel like they're on acid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
You like some shit.
I don't mean to brag, but I'm just saying the people, my older relatives, that take one hit off of a joint and they feel like they're on acid, right? So that they want weed that's more acceptable in a social environment. So that's where I'm saying like purple peyote purple will come in handy because it's beautiful looking weed. It's like, hey, look at this weed. Look at what I'm about to roll up. But then it's only 11.9% THC. So no one's going to get so fucked up to where they're hallucinating and being like, oh, I can't take any more of that. It's like acid. That's what we'd do. We'd go on family reunions. Look at that puppy dog.
She was freaking out for a second. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm sorry, I was listening, but yeah, no, I can totally understand that. There's a kitty too.
Yeah, I got my doggy upstairs.
So Trinity, she doesn't like my dog. But anyway, so your older folks were like tripping out. Basically, they're like, "Oh my God, what did you do to this?"
Yeah, they're like,
I've
this
never-
is like acid. So I think in a social setting, that's why I'm kind of more chasing right now the lower percent. I don't like. I mean, I'll sacrifice bag appeal and pigment. I want nice purple social weed. You know, I want people to see what I'm rolling up and be thrilled to smoke it, but then smoke it, but then not be blown away with how potent it is and be all in paranoia mode. I want people to smoke the whole joint into entirety, you
Yeah.
know, without freaking out.
You know, I don't know if you remember me talking about the flow, but the flow that I have is like basically it reminds me of something like that myself. Everybody tells me that they like it, but I think they're just saying that they like it because it tastes good, you know what I mean? Like I'm someone who has high tolerance, so I'm looking to get a little bit blazed, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's not particularly my favorite.
I've had the flow. I like that terpene profile.
It's weird, man. I have this lavender growing too in the same. Is that messing your microphone up when I move that?
No, not that bad.
Okay, sorry. So I have this lavender growing, and I go to my girlfriend. I'm like, hey, smell this, you know. She's like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, smell this. And it's the flow. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, isn't that weird? Like it oddly smells close to this lavender plant. And I don't understand, man. It's unique, man. It's definitely unique. And outdoors, it's so cool. And honestly, it had two spots of powdery mildew that as soon as I seen them, and mind you, this was before I built a little roof or anything. This was totally exposed to Michigan weather, not being watered. I amended it with like seabird guano, rock phosphate, oyster shell, alfalfa meal, vegan mix, and some other nitrogen stuff, and some compost and worm castings. Okay, and so I had a nice little mix in there, and the vermiculite from the mushroom bags that I made myself, and brown rice flour. So that was the base that it was growing in, and it was from a clone of a clone. Okay, and which was weird that it threw a seed out, I guess, but I kind of let it go really long to where it was like dark purple, and the leaves were like it still wanted to go. I mean, it could have went till December, man. But dude, I literally didn't have to water it. It had two spots of powdery mildew that I hit with what did I use, man? I used something that was I think I used my OHN, honestly. Yeah, that's when I was using the OHN a lot. And I think I just used the OHN and lactobacillus, to be honest. Yeah. I would hit it with lactobacillus and then I'd hit it with that. But dude, that stuff, it was incredible. Anyway, I don't like it that much. You know. But I do like it. I liked it when it was totally finished. Indoors, it's kind of hard to finish like that with everything else going on.
Yeah, we've taken that same plant and finished it, taking that outdoor, indoor flowering plant, finished it outdoor flowering.
Well, no, I had that was a clone from the one that I had indoors. And the one indoor had a more gassier smell to it. And the one that was outdoor had a way more, I'm talking straight up lavender scent to it. And dark purple. And that's it's weird because I was like, it's a clone, you know? And I just didn't I guess indoor, it didn't get what it needed, you know? Didn't give it what it needed.
Yeah, I'd wonder what was the driving factor to that, but regardless, if it was like extremely lavender, reminiscent of lavender, that's a good sign. That probably means you have a lot of linalool.
Yeah, it's good. Like I said, it's not my go-to because it's not like a really super I don't get super stoned off of it though and sleepy at all. Like it's not. It kind of brings me up. This one does. It clears my head a little bit more than makes me stoned and trippy or anything like that.
Yeah, I think, see, that's the thing is a lot of people, I think whatever, I think people like myrcene a little too much. I
Yeah.
think myrcene contributes to what we call the negative. There's negative effects to indica and sativa.
That THC disease is real, man. Like when your gut
Yeah.
hurts and you need to take a shower. I know somebody that's been doing that for years. That probably, I don't know. He probably doesn't even know, or we don't know. I'm just talking hypothetically about him, but really he has been taking the bong to the shower with him like ever since we were kids, because he needs to take a warm shower or something when he I don't know. It's like his bathroom ritual.
That's weird. That almost sounds like, and it's something I don't believe in any at all, but the cannabis hypermesis.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. A lot of people say the only remedy for that is taking a hot shower.
That's what I'm saying, is he would like smoke weed and then take a hot shower.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think when I heard about that, that's the guy I thought of. You know what I mean? Because I've known him for years, and I went and lived with him. I like after years of knowing him, and then not seeing him, and I went and seen him down in Florida, and he had the same issues where he was having a bong in the shower. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to call it an issue because but I like to smoke weed when I'm doing my bathroom thing. I mean, I need to get my own fucking bathroom and shit because I'm too fucking stoner, But yeah, that flow, the lavender terp is real. It definitely is. And my problem is it doesn't get me to, so I hit it with a Gorilla Glue, that glue sniffer, and hopefully it brings up the like, I don't know, the THC level,
Well, what I think it is, the difference between myrcene and linalool is linalool is giving you those more medicinal benefits without bogging you down like a couch lock.
Yeah,
That's what you get from myrcene.
Yeah, myrcene. I like that licorice, right? That's the myrcene.
I don't, dude. I had some Sunset Sherbet. I think that's what it was. Sunset Sherbet. That was like pure. It almost to me, dude. I swear to God, it tasted like and smelled like if someone literally spilled a shot of Jägermeister in this jar, this baller jar of sauce and diamonds. Like it smelled and tasted straight up like some fucking Jägermeister.
Oh, dude, you know what? Let me tell you something. If that was in some diamonds, you gotta be weary about that shit. I'm telling you, sometimes they add some terps in there, So
yeah.
That's why I only make it myself. I can't, for the diamond thing, I can't, in the sauce stuff, I can't trust anything. Like I gotta do it myself. I can't. Crumble and stuff like that. Dude, I know, like honestly, the stuff at the store, it's not gonna be that bad. It's just not.
I can tolerate it. My body responds. I can dab lesser or mediocre quality shatter than I can poor or bad quality flower. I cannot tolerate smoking bad quality flower.
Yeah, I just throw it out, or I try to turn it into like edibles, but honestly, is it worth it? Like, it's the kind of edibles that doesn't really work for you. You're like, did you guys feel that edible? But I try. I've tried to make so many different things over the past 2 years and have wasted probably over a couple pounds. Easy. Just trying to concoct and like develop something. And it's been taking me some time, but I've figured out the best method is to use a crock pot and go old school with it, man. With the butter.
Yep.
You know, just use a fucking crock pot. Take your time. 129 degrees.
I went into this a little bit too, but I'm more of a fan of going the extra measure and turning something into extract, whether it be RSO or distillate. And then you put that in the crock pot with your butter or oil.
Yeah,
And then you can better measure a dose.
agreeable. No, 100%. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Even, you know, with the RSO though, that's a full, sometimes you get more of the spectrum, you know, than regular extracts. So you gotta really throw that into the lab, throw it to the lab, because
It just makes a better superior edible, I believe, because you can cook it into something and not translate the taste of the chlorophyll. Plus, you can measure out actually way closer to whatever milligram that portion is, that one piece of brownie, that one cookie.
yeah. I think it's a lot easier, you know, especially when like, oh my gosh, you can just throw like you can use shatter too. It's,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
throw shit out in there. That's awesome.
I did that before I made hard candies. I got a recipe for hard candies that involves shatter, and you don't have to decarboxylate it because the point of finishing the hard candies is 375 degrees.
Yeah.
So you drop giving too many details, crucial trade secrets away, but you drop you drop your shatter in there when the temperature is climbing. And when you make hard candies, you'll learn over time that you climb it takes a long time to get to 375 with hard candies,
Right.
but then the time it takes to get to 375 to 390 is literally like just a minute, like a minute and a half. And you want to drop your shatter in there at 375, and then when it gets to 390, pour it into the molds.
Bam.
Boom. Yeah. That's a tech right there. That's how you make those really good hard candies.
That's awesome, dude. That's good because I want to make these the cinnamon, some cinnamon ones, you know, for the throat.
I love cinnamon. I got some apple chips coated in cinnamon sitting like right.
That's awesome. Yeah, I made some kale chips that are sitting in my oven still. I haven't. That's like my breakfast is gonna be kale and eggs. You know.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, that's good stuff. I like I like talking about the aquaponic ideas because you don't see too much of it. You see a lot of the same stuff, but you know, like having what like, dude, you're right. What would be snails? Would snails be a great source to be in a sip?
I don't know. I saw crawfish.
Crawfish in a sip, huh?
Well, not in a sip, but in aquaponics. Like they take
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah,
the tank of fish.
the motherfuckers will eat each other though.
The bio waste that the fish make, I've seen where people will drain that off into an aquarium just full of like crawdaddies or whatever, right? And then they drain that off to a completely another reservoir, and then they treat that for whatever, like a lot of time it's iron. They supplement with iron.
Oh yeah.
So the only things that they're supplementing hydroponically or whatever to that final reservoir is everything that you couldn't get through aquaponics. So like that's how a lot of people are uh, feeding plants, veg through flower and cannabis' sake. It's very easy to have a super basic or limited aquaponic setup and do licorice, no, lettuce. You can do lettuce very limited aquaponic setup, but to do cannabis, you need a whole lot more macro and micronutrients. So the way people are doing that is with a fish tank and then a crawfish tank and then a supplementary, hydroponic tank.
Yeah.
And even more, another on top of that, where that water goes, like I was saying, let's do sip containers.
Yeah.
Let's make the best aquaponic nutrient feeding you could possibly make, and then put that in the reservoir for a sips container.
Yeah. And I could see if you run a 2-week, from
From transplant flower.
Yeah, you know what I mean. From a like say if you take a cutting, keep it 2 weeks in 24 or in 18. You know what I mean. And if you only did it for 2 weeks, you could actually set up like a lot, do a really cool sea of green with like sea underneath the zip totes.
Yeah, well, my thing was like if I was going to do it in those earth boxes, I could fit 2 plants in one of those earth boxes, like a
Dude.
5x10. So that's 24 plants in a 5x10, and I can top all those plants twice to make them grow 4 tops. 4 times 24 is 96. So
Yeah.
I would have basically 96 colas growing in a 5x10.
Dude, those things, the 45 gallon,
Yeah,
crushes it.
yeah.
It crushes it. It fucking crushes it.
I was just thinking that, oh, man, I would really have to be fucking up and not get a fucking 2 pound of light yield off of that. Like that's for sure going to yield 100 ounces plus.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, dude. 96. Those earth boxes are sweet. And those are what? Those are 20 gallon?
Yeah, they're like rectangular, right? So that's you can plant 2 plants.
Those are cool, man. This is the same concept, the thing that I did, the DIY. Same concept. It's just not built with a 3D printer and all cool and shit, I basically used the lid. I cut it out, like say this is the lid right here, and I cut out the thing, the inside. I put that in the bottom, and there's my water reservoir with the stem in there, and then bam. It's really, dude, it's so, I don't know if you were looking when I was showing you the 45 gallon boys on wheels. Those are where it's at, man. I'm telling you. You can do 3 probably if you wanted to, instead of just 2. Shit. Yeah. With these totes, dude, they got 96 gallon totes.
Do you put drain holes on the bottom of them?
No, I should, but no.
Well, I just thought of that, you're never doing drain to waste, but I just thought like, do you put drain holes on the bottom of them if we're not doing drain to waste?
This one, no, I didn't. What I did is, what did I do? Dude, it's just a normal, just a normal
Yeah.
concept. A stem in the middle that's made of PVC with some slits in it,
Yeah.
and packed full of soil, and then the feed tube is like, I use 3-inch PVC, or 3-inch. So I like it wide. I don't know. That's just how I like it. But this is like its second or third run. She's been through some shit. And the cool thing was, it seemed like everything that was alive migrated somewhere. So I like re-amended it, and got her going, and everything seems happy. I got some marigolds and shit.
I thought of this post a few episodes ago when avocado tech was the subject. And I was thinking, like, isn't that the shit that those chicks rub on their face when they're doing that facial thing? Don't they do the avocado masks? Isn't that the same shit?
Dude, that's hilarious. But yeah, they do. That's funny. My back's about to fucking cry. Dude, that's so funny. And the cucumber on the eyes.
Yeah. I was thinking, is that the same thing, or am I misremembering something?
That's avocado tech. You just smear it on your base.
Helps keep you young.
I've done it. Who hasn't? I've did everything you can with an avocado. Don't command.
You just plug one of those little holes in it, put the microwave, 15 seconds.
American Pie that bitch. Mama came home. No, Mama, no. No, it's funny. No, I've been thinking about doing that. I got some worms coming from good old Uncle Jim's. I don't know where else to get worms.
I'm more intrigued by the aeration worms, like those night crawlers.
Me too. Honestly, I've noticed my red wigglers, they like to go to the bottom anyway. And everyone's like, oh, they like to be at the top. And I'm just like, what am I doing? Why are they so prone to go to the bottom? And I'm thinking it might be because I got them in like a bucket, and I'm not really doing much to it. And that's where maybe all the moisture is, and they're just happier down there. I don't know. I feel like if you want to have more success, that's why they have the shallow bins with the red wrigglers. I think maybe bucket styles, or even totes for worm bins. I think night crawlers and red wigglers are probably a good thing to have, a good mix. Just anything bigger than 5 gallons, dude, I think night crawlers would be bomb to have,
Is it a depth thing more than the gallon size? Is it like anything more than 12 inches you would do?
Dude, honestly, you ever see, like, You know how earthworms come up and they leave a bunch of shit underneath the tree root, like right on the tree's roots outside.
Yeah.
Same shit, man. I mean, you see that happening with the earthworms more than you do the red regulars. So the regulars are like that; they have that fine, gritty poop, you know, and like the earthworms have that big like rabbit sized shit, you know. That's like I don't know how to explain it, but I think those earthworms they do a lot more up and downs, you know,
Yeah.
than the wrigglers. They kind of like look for a source. I feel like, and they feed, and then if they don't have another source, they'll keep feeding off of it until there's nothing left, you know. And then at that point, it's like you better have some food for them worms, but usually it takes a while to really fucking kill them all off. And if you're killing all your worms off, you're just not paying. You're just doing something wrong. I don't know. You know, it's not that. It's the first time I had it. I had all these mites and shit. Right? They weren't mites though. They were good. They were good. They were uh, soil 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 bugs.
Those
I
little
don't.
pirate bugs or whatever.
Huh?
Like the little pirate bugs or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. They were good though. They were good guys, and I got rid of my worm bin, and it was thriving, man. It was great. I just I plan on having them when I start a worm bin. I plan on keeping it for like 10 years before I use it. You know, and I want to put valuable stuff into that worm bin, stuff that means stuff to me. You know, a little bit like you know, I want to grab stuff from vacationing and throw it in there, you know, different fruits that I find on trails, you know, cool pine cones, shit like that. Hopefully it breaks down over the years, you know.
Well, I think that's like a little bit, you're gonna like put in a little, it's, the American one would say crystals right now, but that's a little bit of, it's not just the microbes that are going in there at that point, then it's just, your intentions
Yeah.
supplementing that.
Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah. But I do feel like me and my brother were talking about what do we do with our dad's ashes, you know? And I was like, dude, we need to get a property and throw them in the soil and throw them in the food web, man.
Mhm.
You know, fucking, why wouldn't I?
Well, then you got to think, what do you do though? Do you do the biggest application you can? You put in a foliar and spray it over a large amount, or do you just dose one plant with those ashes? I thought of that. I got my
I
grandma
would
and
do,
grandpa's ashes.
yeah,
I thought of doing that with.
I would dig down to the clay layer of wherever I'm at, try to find some clay or where I could find where the clay is.
Yeah, yeah, which could be anywhere between half an inch and a foot where you're at, right?
Right. And or it could be a little deeper than that, honestly, some places. So with that being said, anyway, hopefully honestly, the deeper, and I'd measure it by how deep it is. Like the deeper it is, honestly, I would love to put my whole box of my dad's ashes in one grow spot, but I know it would contaminate the land way too much. There's too many heavy metals and shit, right? But if I fucking dig down to a clay layer, I believe that there'll be an equal exchange depending on, the surface area and how much I'm using. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're basically using it as like that flood and drain bed, and you're basically able to use it as hydroponic nutrients because the water's not going to go anywhere. It's not
Yeah,
going to drain through that. You're gonna take whatever is there and water solubility.
yeah. And that clay is gonna cash in all the bad stuff, basically. All those heavy metals, that is, because that's why I want to dig down to where the clay is to start that bed, is because I really want the clay to clean up that heavy metal. And I'm also gonna have a lot of mushrooms that I'm not gonna really do much with, but I'm gonna always have a lot of mushrooms growing wherever, it's like
I,
inevitable. So those help clean up some shit, which is awesome, you know.
I always wonder how hard that would be to inoculate some outdoor area with a foreign psilocybin species.
I'm working on it. I
Do you-
am. I'm not afraid to say that shit, dude. I don't care. I'm working on shit like that. I have
Good,
been.
yeah, good. That's I mean,
I
they
have
do it
been.
in Michigan. If you take that azurensis,
Yeah,
sorry,
that would be a good.
psilocybin azurensis. If you take that, then that's something that can proliferate in anything that's got wood chips laying
Yeah.
on lawn. You got
Yeah,
wood
you
chips
can
on
get
lawn,
bags.
you can grow those mushrooms.
You can get bags of fucking wood chip mulch from Seattle and
Mhm.
Washington, and companies in Washington and stuff.
It's already got that mycelium.
Well, it doesn't purposefully, and
Yeah.
they'll say that it's pasteurized, but sometimes they have such a big pile that they're doing a steam. It's just
I've seen that. I've seen it. Like, it grows like in abundancy on the Snake River.
I
Snake River, Oregon, Washington. You're
dude,
getting those perfect psilocybin.
yeah, they're
Wait.
huge.
Yeah.
They're huge. I don't care, dude. They're so cool, and they get so dark too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they get so dark. It's
That's what I
great.
want. I want the sinensis, the azurensis.
That's what
Right.
it is. The side, yeah.
Yeah. In particular, the best I've ever had was the Mazatec
Yeah.
variety, the Shaman Mazatec. And
I grew those out before, I thought. Why do I think it was Mazatec? Are those two separate things?
I might fuck it up, but it's the
Me too.
Oaxacan.
Right?
It's the ceremonial Oaxacan variety
Dude,
that they have.
yeah.
And that's the real deal. Like, I know a lot
That's
of
what
people are
God
like,
speaks to.
you gotta take 5 grams. Like, no, dude, 1.5 grams gave me visual, auditory hallucinations, gave me paralysis. It gave me and the ability to have an OBE if I wanted to, out of body experience. I thought I died. I came to the point where I literally was thinking like, well, I'm about to die right now. And the only thing holding me on to reality was the thought of me being irresponsible and dying and having my friend have to explain to my mom that I died taking mushrooms. So that was the only thing that, grounded me onto the earth, because that's
I
usually
just need to sleep.
you're supposed to catapult from that point. You're supposed to be like, well, I died. I'm in the afterlife. And then you go from that point on.
Well, I've been to some weird places doing taking some mushrooms, man. I'll tell you that much. Some weird fucking places, but I will say I love to grow every kind of mushroom. You know what I'm saying? They're cool. They're cool, man. You can talk to them, and they kind of, so do plants when you talk to them. I don't think it's just CO2. I think
I think the plants are like dogs. And they have unconditional love. And
I mean,
the plants, they can recognize.
that's not very sensible. because we don't have all the information to know that, if you know what I mean. But the concept is actually kind of it's interestingly, yeah, I would say.
Well, I believe that if you do have the ability to grow your own medicine, the plants can kind of figure out on what kind of level you need that medicine. So regardless on your green thumb, I swear to God, I believe that people that need it as medicine tend to have a better ability to grow like really dank ass wheat.
Yeah, I
Plants
agree with
figure
that.
it out. You know, they're like this person that the plant that I'm being grown by needs this medicine.
Shit, people with a good VPD in that care have shown to make great progress just using VPD and water. Like what? That's kind of crazy. With water only, a water only mix, you know what I mean? But yeah, I use water only mixes for now. And honestly, I will forever. I'll just keep getting worms. Wow. Every toad I get, use some worms to
Yeah,
fix some stuff up.
that's why we're in the wormhole right now. I almost want to see. I got to go and chat to see how many people are hanging with us right now.
Dude, I forgot about chat like this whole time.
Yeah, dude. Whoever's hanging with us, shout outs. Some fucking troops right
For
there.
real. Troop of loops.
I like this. I like getting the pilot seat in the wormhole.
Yeah, that's funny. That's cool. Thanks again, Eagle, for. I mean, he was barely on the wormhole tonight. Oh well, he's got a big, huge day ahead of him tomorrow. Dude, I'm sure he wants to get some sleep. Let's get out of here, right? You think he's sitting here like thinking,
Hey, yeah, I very much respect that and I'm down with that.
yeah,
But I want him to definitely be able to be as full rested and as enthusiastic, and I want
Yeah.
everything to go right. I want everyone to have that crystal vibe of everyone checking in at the same point. I want it to be I like synchronicities. I want people to check in without even being planned. I want it to all work out, in some
oh,
kind
it
of
will.
synchronicity fashion.
That'd be cool.
You want to wrap her up?
Dude, I don't. This is what I don't have any of the chat stuff open from the YouTube,
No.
but
Let's just bless everyone a good night.
do
Encourage
something good for
everyone to come
somebody
here for 420.
for sure. Yeah, agreed to that. Yeah, everybody that was in here that sees this, and yeah, bless all you guys and fucking take care of one another.
Yep.
What
I have
episode is this? 378
I believe yes, I think it's
and a half.
378.5.
And a half.
Unless I'm taking my own type of mushrooms that are, polluting my mind. But yeah, as Eagle would like for us to say, please do something kind for someone. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Do something nice for someone. If you can see someone needs some help, reach out to them. Be nice. Try to make someone's day. Cheer someone up. Make someone smile. Try to crack a joke. Cheer someone up. I think everyone would enjoy that. That's what Eagle would want.
For sure. Yeah. I think that's well said, man. You guys make us smile, so that's why we're all here, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And I hope everyone here watching, I hope I get to see you tomorrow, and or later on today, I should say, either in the chat or on this stream.
All right,
Cheers to
good
everyone
job.
tonight.
Cheers.
Peace out, everyone. Good night. Peace out, everyone. Sorry, technical difficulties.